Good morning, people. So, I wanted to address this issue about drug testing because Tommy Temper is really a good guy. And Tommy Temper sent me something, a video on how people can beat drug tests. And then I was looking at 68 Sport TV. Shout out to Tommy Temper and 68 Sports TV. And 68 Sports TV was talking, he was making a case based on observation of Manny Pacquiao. He was talking about how he had a six pack both in the front of his body and in the back, and he suspected that Pacquiao was also doping. Um, and Tommy Temper showed how easy it is to use EPO, and actually you can avoid detection from even the greatest testing bodies of WADA. So that was pretty interesting. But first, I want to talk to you guys about what Eddie Hearn said to a reporter just recently. I was just watching the video just a couple minutes ago about drug testing in the UK, because I think a lot of people are going ham on UCAD, and I saw Eric Merlina's interview, his talk about UCAD, and again, you see, I just believe that there's things that people are trying to make a big deal about, which you can't really blow up as a big deal. You just have to watch and observe the process of this thing as it transpires. And this is all, again, based on deductive reasoning I'm using based on the interviews and then the parties involved. So let me start and see if you guys understand where I'm coming from. And we'll walk it all the way through. I'm not going to take more than half an hour on this video. So if we reach half an hour mark, but it's going to be easy. The first thing is that when you look at Dillian Whyte's case, you cannot really, I don't think you can, compare it to Jarrell Miller's case. Now, this is the reason. Jarrell Miller was tested by VADA, and VADA reported that he had 2 dirty samples. Okay, VADA, which is an American independent body. It wasn't the New York State Athletic Commission, from which they fought in Madison Square Garden. It wasn't the New York State Athletic Commission. The only thing the commission did was ban him from boxing in New York, because VADA doesn't have the clout to be able to actually basically input penalizing of Jarrell Miller. They could only advise. It was the commission. And what the big commission basically did was suspend Jarrell Miller from their area, which means Jarrell Miller could probably box in any other place except for the New York State Athletic Commission's area, which would be New York. Okay. Of course, they can make it difficult for him to get fights out the places, but the point is, that's the case. There's no real clout. Now, when you look at UCAD, VADA, and the BBB of C, that is the British Boxing Board of Control, it's a totally different situation. Dillian Whyte passed all of his VADA tests, and VADA was the independent body that Jarrell Miller hired to test him. And a lot of people are saying that UCAD was hired by VADA. That's not true. He was VADA tested, and UCAD separately tested Jarrell Miller. This is what I'm gathering. I may be wrong, but this is what I'm gathering from the information. So UCAD is a separate body by the British Boxing Board of Control that tests all championship fighters at the championship levels in the UK. They test their UK fighters. And so UCAD, in testing Jarrell Miller, I'm sorry, not Jarrell Miller, in testing Dillian Whyte, found something in one of his samples. Okay? Something came up in the test. Now, I'm not going by Hauser. I'm going by the information I see. I'm not going by Hauser. Okay? Hauser said something that was just ridiculous, talking about 2 samples, and he failed 2 samples, and it was some steroid or something. That's, from the information I'm getting, it's nothing like that. That's false information. UCAD is the British Boxing Board of Control's arm in which detects and does drug tests and detects if somebody's cheated or not. It's UCAD that detected it, not VADA. Apparently, like what the WBC is doing now with Dillian Whyte. I don't know why I keep on saying Jarrell Miller. They they were able, when they detected the something that they found in the sample, they were able to go to Jarrell Miller, and before the fight happened, they had this hearing in which Jarrell Miller, why the fuck am I calling him Jarrell Miller? In which Dillian Whyte was to present evidence to address the question of the sample that they have. Knowing British people and just how Britain works, they're very thorough in what they do. So he presented some sort of evidence, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. There's all speculation out there. There are reports from second and third parties, but the actual people involved haven't actually told us what it is. Jarrell Miller spoke about something about a stimulant. But anyway, he presented evidence, and that's how he was cleared to fight. According to Eddie Hearn, this is Eddie Hearn. I'm not saying this is correct, but according to Eddie Hearn had a disclosure agreement he could not violate. The only people who could reveal that these tests could speak out about these tests would be the UCAD and Dillian Whyte. Okay? Apparently Eddie Hearn could not breach that legal disclosure. I think this is the same thing for USADA. It's confidential, but if USADA finds the person dirty, they will actually make an announcement afterwards, but for sure the fight will be canceled. So that fight would have been canceled immediately, and that means Oscar Rivas would need to know what's up, and obviously the British Boxing Board of Control would have made a statement on it concerning in this case Dillian Whyte. So that's what would have happened. So it was never the responsibility of Eddie Hearn to report anything to anyone because of the confidentiality agreement that UCAD and the British Boxing Board of Control have between them and the fighter. Same thing like USADA. USADA has this confidentiality agreement, I don't know why my tongue is tying now, between the boxer and themselves, unless the boxer comes out dirty, in which case two things will happen. One, they will make a report on the boxer. Two, of course, any fight the boxer has, he's immediately suspended from. And not only is he suspended, but I think some people are removed from boxing for 2-3 years. You can't even box for 2-3 years. It's very severe on the boxer, especially if they have found something in their banned substance list. And I do believe UCAD has an extensive banned substance list, and something from that list came up. So I think that's what happened with Dillian Whyte. And so you really have to applaud UCAD and the BBBFC for detecting something that VADA didn't even detect. Now, what does that mean, though? Does it mean, obviously he was cleared, which means whatever substance was detected by their labs, they needed clarification on it, and they were not going to move forward with the fight until that thing was, he was able to account for that. And so I don't know. I see I'm trying to put together this thing. It's still not clear. I could be 100% off base. But apparently he presented information from VADA so that the UCAD, they look at the whatever it was and was able to say, okay, yeah, you cleared the fight. So whatever case he presented, they cleared him to fight. Now, 100% agree with the WBC in suspending Dillian Whyte because, unfortunately, as Eddie Hearn said, the international, the drug testing bodies are sort of independent of one another at this present time, especially the athletic commissions. The athletic commissions are all kind of independent of one another, and the problem is that different athletic commissions have different powers. For example, the New York State Athletic Commission doesn't have the power that the BBBFC has to not only suspend fighters from fights, but ban them from fights. And UCAD has that power as well. Whereas the New York State Athletic Commission, they don't really do tests. They do employ people to do tests for them, but they don't really have a consistent national body like England has. England and the UK, they have a national body that drug tests. That's UCAD, that drug tests athletes. So the athletes don't pay to be drug tested. They are drug tested and they don't pay for it. Okay, and it's a national body. It's a uniform national body. They don't have that in the United States of America. Okay, then what happens is sanctioning bodies employ private bodies like VADA and USADA and WADA, some WADA place, to do tests for them. Okay, so what happens is that UCAD is a national body that tests the top performing boxers, championship level boxers, and they do it 24/7, or should I say not 24/7, but all year round. Okay, VADA now does all year round testing. USADA doesn't do all year round testing. It depends on what sport you're talking about. If it's track and field, yes, and so on. Anyway, the point is, VADA is mostly exclusive to boxing. That's why the WBC hired VADA. Now, the problem with this is the WBC is a different body to the BBB of C, which is actually a sanctioning body. It's not a sanctioning body. It's a countrywide body. Okay, the New York State Athletic Commission, for example, is different to the WBC. The WBC is a sanctioning body. The New York State Athletic Commission is a commission body. You see, there's all these different things going on. Now, what happened is that in the UK, they got one body, okay, which is the British Boxing Board of Control. And it's got powerful arm in UCAD, which is United Kingdom something drug, okay? Something drug testing, right? So that body is a powerful arm of the BBB of C. So they literally can detect what you got. They got a national body for that, and they can then put penalize. All right. There's no such thing in the United States, unfortunately. They're trying to get it, but it's not. There's no national body like that, and there's no national drug testing body. Well, USADA was a national drug testing body, actually, employed by Congress. But they're not using USADA. USADA tests all sports. Okay? All sports across the board. USADA does that. VADA is mostly exclusively to boxing so far. USADA is a hell of a drug testing company. They've been smeared by Thomas Hauser, but they're a hell of a drug testing company. Now, having said all of that, Dillian Whyte's situation is such that we're saying that I don't know what it's exactly his situation is. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to go back to what Thomas Hauser says, because as Eddie Heard said, there's a lot of inaccuracies in his report. So I'm not going to go with what he says. But I will say this, because Thomas Hauser did an article on Floyd Mayweather with the IV situation. People have gone back to Thomas Hauser time and time again, even though USADA has put out an article showing all the inaccuracies Thomas Hauser said, and how he kind of couched the thing to make it sound like, really totally reached on it, to say that Floyd was actually using steroids. By the way, steroids are not the only PED, okay? There's EPO. And if there's anything that Floyd would have been using, I think it would have been EPO. Like Pacquiao may have used EPO as well in the Thurman fight, because his endurance and just his speed, his quickness, and the fact that he could take certain punches and just keep going with it, sound like if anything he used was EPO, blood doping. And Floyd probably has the same thing, because Floyd always has this incredible stamina from round 1 to round 12, and he's tough, he can take punches. That sounds like EPO to me, something like that. So, and we know Floyd did some kind of thing with his eye. You remember that, guys, when he went to some guy and took out blood from his eye and they put back blood? So if it's anything that I think Floyd, I don't think you only have to inject EPO. You can take it orally, but it's not as, it doesn't go into your system as quickly. And if you know when to do it and when the peak times are, and when you can do it in training, because it's mostly in training you got to use the EPO. So I'm just thinking about that. Maybe that's what went on with Floyd, where he could turn back the clock and stuff. If there's anything he's doping, if there's anything Pacquiao would be doping, I think it's EPO mostly. Those guys would be using something like that. Now, the thing about it is there are natural things you can use that also, no, HGHG is a different thing. Human growth hormone is a different thing. Okay? EPO helps your blood count. Human growth hormone is used for strength and endurance, and it's also used for, things like your neural response, increasing neural synaptic response and stuff like that. All right, so HGH is a totally different thing to EPO. It operates in a different sort of way. I can tell you that because I was a biochemist and I actually did biomedical science, right? But HGH is a different type of thing. But, there's also dexamethasone, a corticosteroid, which can help you with healing, to speed up healing and regeneration. And EPO can do the same thing, which is what Floyd was doing when he said he had a black eye. Well, he didn't say a black eye, but for the Guerrero fight, I think it was, where his eye healed up so very well. It was a Canelo fight. I can't remember which one it was. And they talked about that eye massage thing that they were doing, right? It's a kind of blood doping. It's not as extreme as, but they said they take out the samples of blood and they freeze it and they bring it back. So it's kind of like a blood doping thing that's going on there that he described. It's not exactly blood doping, but it's kind of like it. Okay? And the way how they do it, again, small amounts over time. But anyway, talking about these things, I'm just saying top tier athletes do cheat and they do avoid detection. And from what WADA said, only 2%, and what do they mean by 2%? 2% detection rate, which means out of all the samples we got, only 2% of them get found dirty. All right? So they have a 2% detection rate. And we are sure there are a lot of more people doping out there, okay, than 2% of your samples. So I think that a lot of people successfully dope and get away with it. I think just looking at the physique of these guys, you sometimes wonder, how the hell? And sometimes these guys take punches that you can't take and no normal human being can take. And they just chalk it up to being, they've developed that strength over time and stuff. Maybe, but it's still questionable. It's still questionable. And some of these boxing deaths could be because people are doping, quite frankly. When I saw Manny Pacquiao taking Keith Thurman's best shot and coming back with shots, you gotta ask yourself, what the fuck is going on? He even looked like the harder, stronger puncher too. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm sure people were like, geez, he's incredible. This is like David versus Goliath, and David looked like he's stronger than Goliath. You gotta ask yourself some of them questions, man. It's just something that kind of comes across your mind. You're like, something here not right though. It goes through your mind if you're really thinking about it. Yeah, Golovkin just, you know what I'm talking about? Hybrid 95, shout out to you, by the way, brother. Hybrid 95, did you see the video where Hearn and Whyte are discussing the test where the mics were on Israeli suspect? I think Whyte was talking about the WBC setting him up. That's what he was talking about. So that's why it looks suspect, but Hybrid 95, confidentially, ha ha ha. No, seriously, that's what they do. They do it because they may have a question. They bring the person into the hearing. The person comes out clean because they're trying to get clarification. So the fight goes on. You don't need to smear this person's reputation is their thing while they have the confidentiality. I think VADA also has something like that. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going back to the Dillian Whyte case. So it's different to Gerald Miller. Gerald Miller's case, VADA came out and said he had 2 samples. They actually made the statement and everything. Again, while the tests are going on, VADA's not saying nothing to Gerald Miller, to anyone or to Gerald Miller. Gerald Miller probably gets the information first and then they announce it. So there is some confidentiality between the client and VADA while they're doing their thing. Okay? Because obviously these test results came out earlier on in the testing in the year. Wasn't So what I'm saying to you guys is that when you're talking about this Dillian Whyte case, I would say that it's not like the Gerald Miller case in which Gerald Miller was found to have these samples, and he could not answer VADA, and that's why he was the athletic commission actually suspended his license or took it away. I don't know which one it is. Whatever happened there, they can't fight in New York. All right, and Gerald Miller admitted to having dirty samples. All right, now it's very hard. Like Andre Berto, for instance, VADA found some sort of steroid in his blood sample, and then afterwards they had to pull it back and actually apologize to him, because what happened was they made a mistake in their test and contaminated his sample. So Berto, should have probably sued them, but he didn't, probably. That was crazy. Okay, and that smeared Berto's reputation for a very long time. Oh, he's juicing, blah 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 blah. Which he still probably could be juicing. He just that he passed their test. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing. Just because somebody keeps on clearing tests doesn't mean they're not juicing. I've learned that from Tommy Temper, and I'm like, damn. I always suspected these elite athletes. I would not be surprised. All of them are juicing, or all of them are doing some kind of PED of some kind, or some equivalent to a PED that hasn't been discovered yet. I totally think so, because these guys they seem to be on another level of fitness. You look at Ugas, his abs are ridiculous. You look at Aristotle Lara, these guys got ridiculous abs. Timothy Bradley, Floyd Mayweather, they got Manny Pacquiao, ridiculous. I can't get them kind of abs. I know they're making weight so they're dehydrated, but still at the same time, man, you walking around with those kinds of abs all the time. The guys who I know do that, they take some kind of supplement of some kind. I'm not saying that the supplement is necessarily dirty, but they take something. Somebody, they all taking something. Something. It might not be illegal, but they taking something. It's not just, you're not going to just naturally get that shit. I don't care what nobody said. Anywho's, back to what I was saying. So, from what I gather anyway, this is what I'm saying. What I gather, EPO is not only injectable. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. It can be injectable. You can get it in time. I think the EPO that the guy was doing in the investigative journalism, where he actually cheated himself, was in, I think it was in drinkable form or something. It was in tablet form. I think he was using the EPO. So you use EPO in different forms. It's just the synthetic form. It's found in your, I think, your kidneys or something, and your body naturally makes it, but you can get the synthetic form, which can enable your body to produce more red blood cells, which obviously will have an adverse effect on you at some point. Yes, man. Usain Golovkin can take bombs and be completely unfazed. I know, bro. I don't think that's just mental. And the other thing is, they were training up in the and Shane Mosley was taking it. And think about it. If they're training in high altitude, it means there's not enough oxygen, which means you have to make more red blood cells to be able to deal with that low oxygen that you have to get. So I'm thinking this is how they could easily make more red blood cells, by using some kind of EPO equivalent in the high altitude, so they got more stamina and endurance. So I'm just saying, man. I'm so skeptical right now. I'm inferring all these things. I have no facts to back up what I'm saying. I'm just saying. Okay, there's no facts here, people. I'm going into what we call tinfoil hat land. This is the tinfoil hat segment, in which we are going to speculate on things we really don't know about. But don't you find it fishy that all these elite boxers out there? I need my tinfoil hat. Let me go get it. That they perform superhuman? Look at the runners out there. Superhuman fast. Look at the boxers out there. They can take punches that no human can naturally take. They're pushing their bodies to limits that no natural human can push.
Don't you think that's strange?
Welcome to the tinfoil hat song. I'm just saying, though. I'm just saying. I don't know about other people. It's crazy to me. I'm just saying. So, yeah, I looked at that and I was saying to myself that, yeah, that's what Dillian Whyte's thing is. Now, I said the WBC. Okay, so what I really want to say was that all these commissions and all of these drug testing bodies should work together so that you have an international uniformity, so they accept each other's tests, and if anything, they conduct their own tests if they have to, if they can, of course, or get samples from one another, because the only way we're going to actually get these drug cheats, all right, and we got water out there, okay, we got water out there, so that kind of connects everybody should tap into water, but my point being, the only way you're going to catch these drug cheats is if you are laced with the other boxing bodies, whether they're independent or not, you're laced with them. Take, for instance, and it's a beautiful point that Eric Molina and a couple other people talked about. Billy Joe Saunders was found by VADA in the United States of America to be dirty. 2 steroids or 1 steroid, I can't remember. And that's why the fight with Demetrius Andre was off. But when he goes across to the UK, there's no lazing between UCAD and VADA. It's so weird. He's just boxing away. You know, he is allowed to fight this super middleweight fight in the UK. So you can be banned in the United States, but you ain't banned in the UK. Or you're banned in the UK, like with Eric Molina. Eric Molina's case. Now, Eric Molina's case, he pitches out that it was an innocent mistake. I don't know if I should believe him or not. But the thing about it is, he explained his case. All right? He explained his case. But his thing was that he was saying that UCAD is very, corrupt, because here's what happened. They found him guilty of using dexamethasone. Which, again, helps you to heal up very quickly. It was found in one of his supplements. The supplement he was using was vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is great for boosting your blood. Right? B12, not B12, sorry. Yes, cyanocobalamin. Yes, it's a red blood cell progenitor. Also, there's another vitamin B, vitamin B9 or vitamin B7, which doctors can give you to boost your blood cell count as well. And that vitamin, it kind of works like EPO. Now, nobody on the, I don't think any of the anti-doping agencies have considered that. I forgot what it is. Is it B7 or B9? I can't remember. All right. So, and I know that's not banned because it's a vitamin. You can't ban a vitamin. And you hear these boxers all the time talk about, we're taking IVs with vitamins. Well, what are those vitamins? You see what I'm saying? I know this because I have a friend of mine who she suffered from a disease where she just bleeds. Okay. And, this particular vitamin, which is vitamin B, I'm trying to remember which one it is. It's either B9 or B7. I think it's B9 or B7. One of them. I can't remember which one it is. They used it on her in tremendous amounts, and it stopped the bleeding because she was able to clot, because there's a lot more red blood cells. And she was able to live a life where when she used that, when she gets cut, she doesn't bleed. All right, it boosts her blood, not just her blood, red blood cells, but the platelets, everything. Right? Oof, I cut my hand. I fell yesterday. It was crazy. I just tripped and fell. It was crazy. I cut my hand. I'm actually using vitamin E, and it's healing back pretty good. That's another thing. So these vitamins, in a way, vitamins themselves, they can't outlaw vitamins as PEDs, but there's ways to use vitamins not only to boost your health, but to completely boost your performance. All right? Now, is that cheating? I don't know. How far do you go with dosage dependence to say that it's cheating or not? That's a great question. But it is definitely enhancing your performance. Okay? Anyway, back to what I was saying. Are vitamins called drugs? No. So that's a tricky one. Let's get back to what we were talking about. So, okay, good. So, what happened is the WBC is conducting their own hearing. So Dillian Whyte has to attend a hearing. Until then, he's suspended from being interim champion. So they have to retroactively do this because they were not able to be privy to the information before Dillian fought to be able to carry him in to investigate him. And the other problem with it is they don't really have any concrete information, only the confirmed reports that Dillian Whyte's one sample, there was a problem with it that UCAD found. This is all they know. So what they want to do is find out more because the WBC, I'm totally with them on this. The top WBC, they got their fighter. He's supposed to be a WBC fighter. He's supposed to be a WBC champion. How do you get past the Nevada test? What are you talking about a dirty sample? I want to find out what's going on. So they invite Dillian Whyte and his people to come to their hearing because obviously they don't liaise with UCAD, and UCAD, because of their confidentiality agreement, can't talk to the WBC, which is stupid. And so the one thing these guys need to do, boxing bodies need to communicate with one another. Somehow that confidentiality agreement needs to be able to be shared among boxing bodies. And that's why we need a uniform, at least not uniform, but a connected drug testing network where one person should be able to liaise with everyone. Everyone should be in the know with what's happening, that need to be in the know. Of course, officials are not supposed to disclose confidential information because if they could communicate with his promoter, right, and they have an NDA on his promoter, he can't say nothing, then they should be able to do it with the WBC. Then they should be able to do it with whatever other state athletic commission needs to be in the know about this incident, so that people can gather data and be able to test better and to know conditions, to be able to improve conditions so they know, okay, when it comes to this fighter and we have a situation like this, because of this case study here, we are in the know about it. Now, the problem with that is the more commissions and the more bodies that are involved is the greater likelihood of stuff getting leaked out. So confidentiality may be at a minimum, which is not cool. So that's where these officials, there needs to be something equivalent to an NDA, where if these officials talk about any shit, that they're in deep legal problems, immediate, and that needs to be universal. And so what this situation brings about, in my opinion, is it shows me that. So let me get back to the WBC. So the WBC, they have suspended Dillian Whyte's interim championship, which they're supposed to do. That I 100% agree with them, and they need him to come into their hearing and find out what the heck happened, and he needs to disclose the information to them. And if he needs to get all the information from UCAD or whatever delivered to them, so they can know the specifics of his situation, because he represents them. He represents the WBC. Hell yeah, you better come and talk to us. We're not gonna leave you. It ain't confidential between you and UCAD. No. You represent us. We need to know what's going on. So they 100% are doing the right thing, 100%. And they need to know, because somehow he got past VADA, and UCAD was able to figure out this, was able to spot something. And I'm 100% behind the WBC. I'm gonna tell you why. Because a lot of athletes, they're testing clean, right? They're getting past these agencies. Like I said, only 2% detection. They're getting past these agencies, right? VADA's a little bit better. They're detecting them a little bit more. They're getting past it, even though they got some false positives, which they got to work on. They're getting past these agencies. And then, they're going into fights with unfair advantages over the other opponent. And it ain't right. And this is the kill or be killed business. You can't be going in with a sledgehammer, and the other guy doesn't know, and he's coming in with boxing gloves, because that's what you're coming in with. You come in with an unfair advantage where you could either you got more endurance than the dude, you got greater reaction time than you normally have, or you have greater power, greater speed. That's not right. You may not know how to use it, but I'm just saying it's not right. It's an unfair advantage. And if you've done it the natural way, use vitamins or whatever, that's on you. That means you worked hard for it. But you cheating by using chemicals to enhance your performance when you know you're not supposed to be using those chemicals. Hell yeah, grill that motherfucker, grill him. I hope the WBC does a good job of grilling him. But the problem with it is, here's the problem. The court of public opinion has already judged Dillian Whyte. This dude, we don't know no specifics of his thing. See, when Vada came out and talked about Jarrell Miller's specifics, they came out and did his specifics. And Jarrell Miller himself apologized. Even though Jarrell Miller is still trying to clear his name and talking about some unfair thing. I don't know what he's talking about. Right? You know. But at the end of the day, it's out there. He did take those things. You know. Vada showed it. He agreed he took those things. I don't know the circumstances under which he took those things. But I do know he took them. And he's accountable to that. All right? Canelo was tested by Vada positive for a hormone, you know, not just a hormone, but a steroid. He could say, oh, well, what about say? That's the fact. Now, Dillian Whyte, we don't know the facts. Hauser came out with some stuff, which we don't know what's true and what's not, because obviously he said some untrue things. So, we need the facts on the Dillian Whyte case from these, either the WBC or VADA or UCAD. You know, once this stuff comes out, that is to say, once this stuff is finished off with Dillian Whyte, and he's got a whole set of legal litigation now in his ass. I mean, Rivas is going in on his motherfucking ass. But he's not going to win that case. Rivas and they are not going to win the case because the way our UCAD is, and the way how the British Boxing Board of Control is, and even the way how USADA is, and many other boxing buddies, they don't disclose shit between themselves and the fighter unless that fighter has been found guilty. And then they reveal stuff. So that's just the way that goes. You know? VADA is a little bit different. They broadcast their findings to everybody. So it goes into the court of opinion. So if you fucked up, and what I mean by fucked up, if you are found dirty of a sample, you know, whether it's true or not, your ass is going to be in the court of public opinion, which to me is a little bit unfair to the fighter, because let's say you end up with a dirty sample, but it been contaminated, which happened with Berto. And to this day, people still call him Berto a steroid user. You know, he look it though. He does look it, don't he? I'm putting on my tin for that. Cling! I mean, when you think of Berto, man, let's be real here. Look at that. Look at that ripped body. I mean, you really think that you ain't taking something? I'm just saying. You know, I mean, it look a little fishy. You know what I'm saying? It look a little fishy. I'm just saying, right? So, but yeah, he actually passed the test. His sample was contaminated. I think Brandon Rios also had a contaminated sample, unfortunately. How they took the sample and everything could have led to contamination. This is what Brandon Rios was inferring. Anyway, because I think he got a diuretic. I wouldn't be passing by him because, you know, Brandon Rios is, fitness trainer was Alex Ariza. And I know Alex Ariza cuts corners. Okay? He does cut corners. USC utilizes the USADA test. Yep, and they keep on catching people. USADA is catching people's ass all the time in that thing, right? And y'all know that. USADA is very good. Yes, EPO is injectable. All right, okay. I've seen Golovkin take bombs and completely unfazed. Yeah, bro. I know. Dude's never been wobbled either. Yes, I know. He was suspended for 6 months. Miller was. Yes, sir. Could you imagine a 300-pound man in 3 different steroids trying to take your... Jesus Christ, for real, man. For real. Cubans are a bit known for that, just like Yoel Romero and Hector Lombard, and if are insanely ripped, and the Cuban baseball players as well. Yeah, and the Russians also, they juice like a motherfucker, right? Sorry about the cursing, sorry folks. They juice like crazy. So, you know, Beltran, who played Rangers, looked hella juice. And then Raimundo Beltran in boxing, he was juiced. Everyone in the UFC tries to use The tainted supplement excuse. Lol. Exactly. Listen up, Hulkamaniacs. Eat your vegetables and take your vitamins. Hulk Hogan. Hybrid 95 says Berto's skull had muscles. Seriously, man. Let me put back on my tinfoil hat. I mean, seriously, people. Seriously. Berto, do you see how that man looks? That ain't human, folks. That ain't human. So for real, man. Let's just be real. Let's be real here. Them guys at the top. Deontay. I don't like to go into Deontay Wilder, but seriously, man. Look at that guy. He reminded me of Lamont Peterson when he was facing Amir Khan. The man's skin looked rubbery. Deontay Wilder, he must have a TOE for testosterone. He gotta have a TOE, man. That motherfucker looks strong. You know what I'm saying? But in a rubbery kind of way, like rubbery strong. I'm like, God damn. Come on, guys. The Charlo brothers. Come on now. The Charlo brothers gotta be on something. I'm just saying. They could hit me with a legal. I'm just saying. Look at the Charlo brothers, man. You know, they testing clean because they beating the test, but I feel they on something, man. Come on now. You know, there's a rubbery kind of toughness to them motherfuckers, man. Just make you wonder. We know Andre Ward was caught with something already. Andre Ward was on something too. You know what I'm saying? I just think that they're all on something at that high level. They can't perform at that elite level the way how they do if they're not on something. But they gain away. They're passing all the tests. Berto looked like a freak of nature when he busted on the scene. He probably juicing since he was a kid. Woo! Taurus Stanley. Oh, shit. Damn, Taurus Stanley says, damn, you just throwing out accusations. I'm just saying, though. Guys, you got to understand, just because they're not caught don't mean you wear this thing. I tell you, guys, maybe you guys need to go to Tommy Temper's channel and watch what I was doing so you would understand why I'm saying what I'm saying, okay? I'm just a fan, so if people want to throw legal cases at me, what can I do? But I'm just saying, you know, Taurus Stanley, they're elite guys, man. They look different. They take punches different, you know? They really take punches, you know? They don't even tire. They just keep going. I mean, you have to ask yourself, what the hell? I mean, I'm mentioning names because I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat. Man, something ain't right, bro. Something ain't right. Don't you think something strange out here, man? That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. I'm not saying Pat Thurman on something either. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know who's on what. You know, Wilder's back is chiseled from damn stone, either freak genetics or something else. Pac Thurman post-fight reaction. But dude, man, I don't know, man. You're right, but damn, I know some guys can't afford that stuff and look freakish. I'm saying, dude. I'm a fan of boxing. I love boxing and everything. But I'm thinking about it, and after Tommy Temper showed how easy it is to pass those fucking tests, it's about dosage. Because remember, the detection level is at a certain dosage, right? So if you can beat that, you beat the test. And then guys got shit out there that they ain't even testing for. They ain't even have on their ban list. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Now, it could be vitamins. It could really be just vitamins. I just don't fucking believe that. I believe they're using something else to get to that elite level. And just like how it's in, track and field, where the guys at the very top know about this shit, and everybody know about it, but they institutionalized it for these guys, these athletes at a younger age. They've been through this shit, you know. I'm gonna say it. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Usain Bolt is tall, okay? That motherfucker is tall. That turnover he making, come on, man. He on something, man. I don't care what nobody say. He on something. They already showed that Mo Farah's coach, you know, when they investigated journalism, you know, them guys be using something. You know what I'm saying? They already showed that. And some of his athletes came out straight and said, yeah. Yeah, we was on something. All right. So I'm just saying. It's more prevalent than you think, and I think it's institutionalized. I think people in boxing know this. That's why 68 Sport TV said, I'm quoting 68 Sport TV here. He said Al Heyman knew that Pacquiao was juicing, and he turned a blind eye to it to allow Pacquiao to face Thurman. Come on, man. Pacquiao looked younger than he ever looked. Come on now. Come on, people. Come on, people. And they're saying, oh, he got back the killer instinct. Of course he did. He took it in a cup, or he injected it into his arm. I'm just saying, I might get flagged for libel. So let me stop that. But I'm just saying, though. Let's be real. Let's be real out here. They talking about passing tests. That's what they doing. Oh, he passed every single test, or she passed every single test. You know, Clarissa Shields. I mean, what? You guys remember when Marion Jones, your hero, my hero, when she was caught with shit? She was constantly saying, oh, I'm a clean athlete. I passed every single test. She admitted. They never caught her in tests. She admitted on a jury. She admitted. Otherwise, she wasn't going. Lance Armstrong, he never was caught dirty. You know what I'm saying? All right. Jackson the Hopeful. Has Dillian's B sample came? Motherfucker, I'm sorry. Don't call you motherfucker. I go into that mode every now and then. I don't mean motherfucker and motherfucker. Never mind. Brother, I don't know. There's a lot of specifics. I don't even know there's a B sample. All I know is one sample with Dillian Whyte. It has been broadcasted, and everybody knows this one thing is true because Eddie Hearn has said it. Dillian Whyte has said it. One sample with something in it. That's all I know. I don't know about no A sample. I ain't know about no B sample. That shit, I think Thomas Hauser was talking about. I don't know about shit like that. I don't know what sample came or all. I'm just trying to put it together, right? And all I'm saying to you guys is, I think the WBC is doing the right thing right now. Okay, with Dillian Whyte, right? The right thing right now they're doing with Dillian Whyte. And I think that they should suspend him. He shouldn't be boxing until they get answers to their questions, right? And they should grill his ass as hard as they can, you know, because we can't have athletes, you know. Thank God the UCAD kind of sort of caught him in a kind of way. I don't know if they caught him really, but you know, it's like something came up like a blip. You know, maybe this guy has been using that as a cover for something else, you know, because like I said before, these elite athletes, they playing politics with this shit, really, with us. Because whoever get caught, they was probably always using it. You know, they was always using it, but it just got caught. And they got caught because whoever was covering for them ain't covering for them anymore. Somebody pulled away and said, I ain't protecting you no more. That's the shit that I think is going on in boxing. It's only assumption. Let me put on my tinfoil hat. Man, I feel the officials, they covering for these kids. If somebody big in boxing, man, I don't know what it is, but that's what I feel. Take off my tinfoil hat there. No, seriously, man. Seriously. And I think Tommy Temper, come on, man. Anthony Joshua. You don't think he ain't using some kind of performance enhancing drug? Come on, man. Like really. Right? Klitschko. I hate to be calling names like that, but they're the elite guys. They had to be using something. Maybe it ain't on the ban list, but they was using something. Maybe it'll be banned later on. You know what I'm saying? You can't be elite and you ain't using something. You know what I've learned? In all sports, you can't be elite and not using something. You think LeBron James is just pure muscle? No! That motherfucker using something. I'm calling them all. Once you say elite, that motherfucker's using something. They're using something. That's what separates them from you in many respects. I just truly believe that. I think Tommy Temper validated when showing me how easy it was to pass those tests. Don Martillano, man, shout out to you, brother. Pac Thurman post-fight reaction. Yeah, man. Pacquiao showed that he'd gotten beaten really bad. But I think that EPO worked really well for him. He didn't feel shit in the fight. Oh, I'm just joking. I'm just joking, people. Don't take it too seriously. You know what it is? These dudes be using pharmaceuticals, man. That's what's making them. I'm not saying they're not training their ass off or anything, but the pharmaceuticals be helping them, man. You're right, but damn, some guys can't afford that stuff and look freakish. Has Dillian's B sample came? White sample going to be covered in bleach. That B sample at the bottom of the river by now. Wow, I think they're pushing this B sample back so the Royals can wash. But it can't wash out of the B sample though. It can't. That's kept in there for all time. I generally think UCAD is helping Whyte pass. UCAD? No, they detected the shit. They're not trying to help anybody pass. They trying to detect the shit. We'll know. Don Matilliano, no VADA testing on the PBC. No. VADA testing is exclusive only to the WBC. The WBC has implemented their VADA program. So once you are going to be vying for a WC belt, or you're a top 10 contender, top 15, you're going to be VADA tested. You better pay for that shit too. Protein shake. Hybrid 95. Some cases can be explained by genetics, though. I have a 13-year-old cousin who's 170 pounds, stocky as hell, even has abs, man. Okay. But just look at the supplements he's taking, because he's taking something, right? And you may find that there's some stuff that is banned in those supplements, all right? Especially those protein boosters. Sometimes it's not written on the label. So you got to be careful what you take. That was the case with Eric Molina. Eric Molina, he was taking a vitamin B12 supplement, which most boxers take. And that supplement, there were 2 boxes, and his brother took the one with dexamethasone. He wasn't aware. He took the one with dexamethasone. Now, he talking like it's a singular incident, but and he got to take that B12 over and over again. Anyway. So Eric Molina, anyway, was saying that that's how the dexamethasone showed up in his blood, and he was trying to explain it to the BBB after he had faced Joshua, and they banned him, man. They suspended him for 2 years, and they just recently put the verdict down on him. But he was able to get more fights in the U.S. because, of course, UCAD, it doesn't deal with the United States of America. That's only England. It could be banned, not even Europe. So it's kind of like you get banned by a state athletic commission, you can fight other places, you know. Taurus Stanley, they washing that B sample with bleach. Woo! He's 13. He just plays football, I hope. He played football? Fuck yeah, he be using something. Y'all don't understand. Little kids, 7 and 8-year-old, they done introducing them to this shit. You understand? They taking it now real young. So, it's what it is. It's what it is. You know? It's what it is. In fact, in the piece that Tommy sent me, it was a kid 16, 17 years old, and he was on shit already. He was on shit already. Alright? It's what it is. That's how they get ahead now. They got it. Everybody who elite taking. So at least there's no drug testing for PEDs in school. Boy. Mercy. The thing about it is, you still got to work hard. The PEDs only help you improve your peak performance by so much, but it's still crazy, man. You always need that edge. And a lot of people are cheating to get that edge. A lot of people don't want to do it the hard way. And even if they're doing it the hard way, they're cheating. You know? USADA for kids. They actually have that, though. Once you're an athlete, USADA can test you, yeah. Yeah. But they've beaten the system. Like I said, WADA, which is the worldwide doping organization, only 2% of the people get caught whose samples go through any WADA lab. All the labs, whether it's UCAD or USADA or VADA, they have to use WADA labs. And from the pooling of data, only 2% of the athletes tested by WADA come out dirty. That's way too low. So the detection rate is miserably off. And even VADA, what you guys think VADA be catching people? They ain't catching much of anything. They ain't even scratched the fucking surface. These guys, and a lot more guys. Paulie Malignaggi was the guy that said it's prevalent in boxing. It's prevalent in boxing. You know? And if there's one guy I think who did not necessarily dope, at least not most of it, at least as far as I do know, is Paulie Malignaggi. I don't think he doped a lot. Maybe he doped for his hands though. So who knows? But you know, Paulie tried to do it straight, I think. And I probably realize everybody be doing it. Think Zion on that shit. Victor Conte said he knew how to beat VADA. Yeah, there you go. There you go. And I'm pretty sure he's selling products now that beat VADA. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Paulie had too much of a dad bod. I don't think, let me just make it abundantly clear, which a lot of you guys don't get. Jarrell Miller, he didn't got no dad bod. He ain't got no athletic butt. They're different kinds of PEDs. Okay? They're different kinds of steroids. And remember, the steroids just to build you and give you strength. There's other steroids that kind of dehydrate you and give you that shape you're looking for. You know? And the sad thing about it is these guys, they profess to be Christians. They profess to be really nice people. Shane Moses is a really nice guy. Manny Pacquiao's a really nice guy. You know? But they're cheating. I can't say it for Pacquiao because we ain't got no evidence. But I put it on my tinfoil hat and said, damn! That motherfucker took a punch by Keith Thurman. He said he hit like Antonio Margarito. He was unfazed. Damn! That's strange, man. Don't you think so? I'm just saying. Eddie Hearns. Yes, sir. Dillian Whyte's Roy definitely explained why he was up 25 pounds. Man, I mean, we in Speculationville. I don't even think it's roids he used. If you ask me, he looked like he was using something that was endurance, stamina, and twitch. So he was using some kind of stimulant, I think. If you want to ask me, he was using a stimulant so he was quicker. And somewhere I saw it seemed as though he was using some kind of stimulant. So I think he was a stimulant. It was a stimulant he was using. But it's possible he could have been using roids too. I mean, you're going to face Oscar Rivas. You better be able to take his punch. You know what I'm saying? And rock him. So you never know. Jackson Nova, he was up 15 pounds. Well, there you go. He was eating his protein. I don't think that Tyson Fury was using that cocaine in vain. That cocaine was for fast twitch. Tyson Fury is very quick as a heavyweight. So obviously Tyson Fury was using that cocaine like Amir Khan was allegedly using cocaine to get speed. Which is why Pernell Whitaker was using cocaine too. To get fast twitch, you know, movement. Got addicted to it though. Didn't have that cocaine for Tito Trinidad. Woo! Yeah, y'all. Jackson the Hopeful. I'm just saying. I'm not. That's a tinfoil hat thing. I ain't got no evidence. Well, I actually got evidence for Pernell Whitaker. He got caught with cocaine in the system. Now, marijuana, on the other hand, dudes who using marijuana, I mean, that ain't affecting your boxing at all. If anything, adversely to you. You might be high and happy. I don't know, man. I don't know. Is it, you know, I don't know. They banned it for a different reason, I think. Some steroids help you recover quickly from injuries as well. This is true. Yep. A lot of them, you know. No, Dillian was using a steroid called... Nah, man, you going with that. Listen, man, y'all need to separate what Hauser tell you from the facts. Hauser got a report secondhand, okay? The stuff you are quoting is Thomas Hauser. I don't like Thomas Hauser. Y'all don't even understand that y'all quoting Thomas Hauser. All right, that ain't fact. That's speculation, okay? So please stop it, man. Let's get the facts of the situation. Let me put on my tinfoil hat. It's possible it could be Dynaball. It's possible. But I don't know. See, because Thomas Hauser, he a sketchy dude. He said that he was inferring that Floyd was using a steroid too. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to believe Thomas Hauser? Or I'm supposed to believe what would come out finally as facts? I need to find out what the facts are first. Thomas Hauser is not a guy to fact check with. He's just not. That's tinfoil hat. USADA has red flag fighters from the UFC for too much caffeine intake. Yep. Chan Sonnen had to cut back on his coffee intake during his training camps. That's insane. Yep. Stimulants. They want stimulants. Yep. Don Martillano. Pac is a healthy 40. Thurman is gambling until 4 a.m. before the fight. This is true. I'm just saying, though. You could be healthy 40 how much you want. Ain't no human taking Keith Thurman's shot and not going down. Keith Thurman's one time. He be knocking down every single opponent except Sean Porter, who he's stunned. Pacquiao be taking them shots and eating them as if they... Come on now. You serious? Come on. Pacquiao be hitting Thurman and rocking Thurman? Oh, come on. No. He fit. He a healthy 40. I give you all of that. But he wasn't reacting to Thurman's shots in the fight. Then afterwards, after the fight, he talking about Thurman hit like hell? How come your reaction wasn't like that? You was taking them punches like it was nothing. Come on now. Thurman rocked Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia looked like he was going to hit the ground dead. He looked like he was knocked out on his feet and got himself back. Tyson Fury get rocked by Wilder and get back up? Come on now. Come on, people. Who you ever seen get rocked by another fighter? They knocked out. And Tyson Fury just wake back up from that, get back up, and not only did he get back up, he beat Deontay Wilder for the rest of the round. No, man. Them taking something, man. Them guys taking something. Come on, guys. Come on, people. Think about what I'm saying. Think about it. That sound natural to you? A man get knocked the fuck out. He's knocked out. He wake back up. And then not only does he wake back up, he takes the fight to the guy. Is that normal? I mean, it's the power of the mind, but come on now. Don't you think them guys taking something? I'm just saying. Let me put on my tinfoil hat because I need to put that on. I'm just saying. I don't know. It's tinfoil hat time. I have no facts to support it. I'm just saying. The stuff that I see, though, is kind of, it just make you think. I'm not just talking about Manny Pacquiao. I'm not trying to bash Manny Pacquiao. I'm just thinking about it. I'm reflecting on these elite athletes, right? Danny Garcia getting knocked the fuck out by Keith Thurman on his feet. You see the guy, whoa, he goes like that, right? And wakes back up and goes at Keith Thurman. Well, he played defensive first. Come on, man. Them guys taking something, man. They taking something. That's not just about getting punched and stuff and you got a powerful mind. I'm pretty sure. And then the Mexican fighters. I remember Alejandro Gonzalez versus, what's his name? Kevin Kelly. I'll never forget that fight. That motherfucker was taking all of Kevin Kelly's straight lefts and walking through it. And we all know Mexican fighters, they like that beef. Come on now. They didn't have drug testing back then like now. He was walking through the shit. Come on now, people. Come on. Kevin Kelly could hit, man. Kevin Kelly used to hit really hard. And this motherfucker just walking through his shots. Come on, man. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, you just have to think about it. You might have been in the moment and saying, this is incredible. Because you think it's incredible, don't you? You say, like, this is incredible. It's because something not right. You get what I'm saying? Don't forget to smash that like button. So I'm taking the time out to say this Dillian Whyte incident make me reflect on a lot of stuff. I'm not saying Dillian Whyte's clean. I'm just saying they ain't caught him yet. That's all I can say because I don't really know. None of these guys at the top, they could be talking like they advocates for drug testing and shit. And that's the weird thing. There was a guy back in the 70s, great British champion in sport, in sprinting, and he was an advocate for drug testing. And that motherfucker looked like he was testing too. He was drug cheating too. So the tune of these motherfuckers be saying is because they know they can't get caught, but the others could get caught. So they be preying on the other motherfuckers. I remember Floyd was talking about, USADA, even playing field. Yeah, motherfucker, but we don't know if you was taking something. You could have been taking something and doing all of that at the same time. I'm not saying Hauser was right in what he was saying, but I'm just saying you could have been taking something, right? And I think, now I think about it, I can't vouch for none of them guys at the top. I'm not saying categorically that they took anything unless they get caught, but I'm just saying, if I might have to put on my tinfoil hat again, but I'm just saying some of this shit, if you really think about it, I mean, gladiators and fighters, they fight to the very death, right? You look at Chris Arreola, he fight to the death, right? I don't know if Chris Arreola's taking something, but I know he can fight to the death, right? I've met Chris Arreola, by the way, in Riverside. He a cool dude, big, tall, powerful looking guy, okay? And I used to look up at him. I look up at the motherfucker. He's tall, right? Powerful dude. I didn't know he was a boxer at the time, right? Cool dude. He'd be hanging out with people. He chill. He just cool. He could be the life of the party, or he could be just cool and chill, right? I guess he came from Riverside. Anyway, and I've never met Josecito Lopez. I've never met him, right? Heard he's a cool dude too. And, Riverside Rocky, he from Riverside as well. I was in Riverside. My point anyway is this. My point is that you just never know with these guys, because at the elite level, the even playing field is in the concoction lab. That's really what makes the even playing field. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm beginning to realize that, right? Don't forget to smash that like button if you like what he's talking about. Even Billy Joe Saunders was caught with a stimulant. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But UCAD didn't do him nothing because UCAD not connected to VADA. See what I'm saying? So while they were both VADA tested and he came up dirty, that don't mean that Demetrius Andrade, don't got something he using. He just wasn't caught. That's what I'm trying to say to people. I'm beginning to realize from the Tommy Temper video, it's about not getting caught. Don't get caught. That's the key. It don't mean they ain't using something. All of them probably using something. They just not getting caught. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy when you have to think about it that way. See what you guys be saying in the chat section. You guys be chatting it up though. I've heard a lot of people suspect B-Hub to be high on HGH back then because testing wasn't as stringent as it is today. Boy, I can't say nothing. I can't say nothing. You see, you may be right. You may be right. I can't say nothing. I really can't. And that's probably just a part of boxing. It's been so since the 90s anyway. They've been like juiced. I don't know how long it's been actually. Because if guys been caught popping in the 70s, it could have gone all the way back to then. The fact that Keith did not object to Novada tells me he may have been on something. That's why he probably had the two strength and conditioning coaches. Football coaches. What do you think football coaches pop in their athletes? Oh, they pop that shit. They pop that shit all day. Oh, my God. Man. What do you think Josecito Lopez was on? Keith Thurman knocked his ass down in the first round, and that was it. Lopez was coming at him. Hey, I don't want to defame nobody, Jim, but Marcus Maidana and Alex Ariza. Alex Ariza is slippery, Alex Ariza is a slippery dude. He lies a lot, right? Alex Ariza. Oh, them shakes, Alex. Them shakes. We got the dude that trained Waldemar Marquez, his fitness coach. He working with the PBC. He working with everybody. They really got it going on. Man, them guys be juicing, man. Not juicing, but whatever. They taking something. All of them taking something. That's what I truly believe. So you got to give the guys who not taking something and actually even kind of vaguely competing with them guys, you got to give them the mad props because they actually doing it the right way. Javante Davis, I don't know, man. I don't know if Javante, I guess so. He's elite, so he must be taking something. Lomachenko, all them guys, man. All of them. I think they taking something. Whether it's, something, they taking something, right? I'm not saying that it's illegal right now, or I'm not even saying it will ever be illegal, but I know they all taking something. There's something they're putting in their system to get to that elite level. It's not just naturally. Fuck no. Fuck no. I don't believe that. I'm not that naive. The referee had smelling salts. Fury woke up as soon as his hands was in his face for the count. Hell no. Chris Ariola took bombs from Wilder low. Wilder broke his arm trying to take him out. Ariola never hit the mat. I was telling you, he broke his nose. His nose was bleeding all over the place like Marquez. His eye was puffy and shit. And he was still coming, boy. He was still coming. Jackson Open. In Argentina, the meat is contaminated, so maybe Maidana was on something against Broner and Floyd. I think Maidana has a farm, too. When you see Alex Ariza was impressed with Floyd's performance against Maidana, Alex Ariza was probably like, what's the shit Floyd's on? Oh my God. He must be like, damn, that ninja got some good shit. I gotta find out about that. Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh God. B-Hop won champ belt at 45. I know. Oh my God. Yeah. I see what you're saying, guys. I see what you're saying. You know, you be on a grind like that. How you winning those things? I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think that the elite fighters, in a way, it's a kind of a playing field because different fighters using different things to enhance their performance. Again, I can't categorically say that those things may be illegal or banned, but whatever it is that they're using is definitely enhancing their performance in a significant way. And it separates them from a guy like, say, you or me. Even if we were trained from since childhood, we wouldn't have that strength, that reaction time, that quickness, that endurance, that stamina that these guys have. And I think that's what makes elite fighters today elite. I think it's a cocktail of drugs. That they're using. I think that's it. Because it's just certain things, man, that just they don't make no sense to me. They really don't make no sense to me what these fighters being able to do. I just reflect on it and I'm like, it's incredible. That's incredible. That defies odds. And then I think to myself, when I was thinking of Marion Jones or, you know, so many other people who caught testing Flojo and all these people were just incredible. It was incredible. It was superhuman. Yeah, because it was juicing. They were doing things to enhance their performance to be superhuman, you know? Even Usain Bolt. Through history, you know, guys with long legs, right? Guys with long legs, it's hard for them to turn over their legs because it's so long. This motherfucker be turning over his legs real fast. You know, real fast. You see the muscles in his legs rippling as he's turning it over like a motherfucker. And I'm saying to myself, is that normal, though? Is that normal? You know? Is that normal? You gotta ask yourself that. Short fighters could turn over fast. But tall fighters turning over almost as fast as short fighters? Kind of fishy, don't you think? I'm just saying. And the man was a 200-meter runner at that. So I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't know. I mean, I could be querying something that he might be 100% natural. I just don't think so. He a freak of nature. Yeah, no. I'm just saying. I put on my tinfoil hat. I'm just sharing out stuff right now. Because if it's looking credible, it probably is incredible. That's all I'm saying. And they needed somebody to be the face of this and the face of that. Canelo's the face of boxing, right? Pacquiao might take it over, right? And guess what? If the guy's the face of boxing, which industry benefits from that? The pharmaceutical industry, man, friend. The pharmaceuticals. Big money, big business. Big money, big business. But it's in the black market scene. That's behind the scene. Yeah, you know what Pacquiao took? He took this. You want to be great like Pacquiao? You take this. Oh, I'm just saying. Let me stop throwing those names around. They gonna flag my ass. They're gonna flag my ass and kick me off of YouTube. But I'm just saying though. I'm just saying. I use Pacquiao name, but they a whole bunch of them. It's not just Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? I truly believe that they all taking something. After seeing that video with Tommy Temper, it's more about not getting caught, and they have the procedure and the routines not to get caught, and the people in the right positions to make sure they don't get caught. You know. And the media works along with that, and that's how that works. That's how that works. And it seems as though the same thing in track and field. It's the same thing in tennis. In tennis. It's the same thing in tennis. You understand? All these elite sports. Alex Ariza is the king of the green protein shake. Biep went the distance with Kovalev when he was damn near 50 years old. Yeah. Good point. Clenello. Hey, y'all. See, that's why the fans say these things. Pac overtake Loma and Canelo. Yeah, he's number one pound for pound right now. He's definitely number one pound for pound. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. I see you guys coming in and viewing. I didn't know so many of you guys would come and view my videos. That's amazing. Floyd Mayweather looked inhumane against Marcus. My brother always thought Floyd was on something. I think so. I think he was on something. I'm Bradley. My brother always thought Floyd was on something in that fight. He had ungodly speed and reflexes in that fight. And he coming off of a layoff. The motherfucker was coming off of a 2-year layoff. How you gonna have that kind of reaction time and shit? I mean, he always had a quick reaction time. Don't get me wrong. But then we don't know how long Floyd be using shit. You know? If he was using shit. I'm speculating here. My tinfoil hat is on.
We don't know if Floyd was using shit or not. You know? That's kind of spooky, man. You just never know out here. Floyd could have been juice. Some kind of juice he was using. Juicy juice, baby. Because he was very aggressive. Don't you find Floyd was Why, people? Why? Why would he be beating women up? Unless he's using something. Yeah, he using something, huh? You know, look at it, all the good ones. All the good ones used to beat women up. Sugar Ray Robinson, you know, beat his wife up. You know what I'm saying? You know, oh, Sugar Ray Leonard used to beat his wife up. He used cocaine. That's why he was using cocaine. I'm just playing with you guys. But tip one, but I hat off. I'm just saying, I'm really going wild on this video. This video is wild. Because that's a whole set of speculation about all of these different fighters. But my point being, at the end of the day, what would you guys do if you found out these fighters were fighting dirty? All of them. What would you do? Would you stop watching boxing? Or would you say, fight all them fuckers off and let's just get the other guys? The fights wouldn't be as exciting. They wouldn't be as, you think the sanctioning bodies, what do they need to do? What do they need to do? Because, I mean, just imagine how that structure and that system just crumbles and falls. You're going to have a ton of fighters coming out of the woodwork confessing and shit. When it really shit hit the fan, it's going to really rock all of boxing. When you see how many of these people, it would be like the Balco Labs scandal that affect track and field in a big way. You know? And I feel like something like that's on the horizon. It's on the horizon because people are starting to pick up with this stuff and they don't like what's going on. And until these fighters stop being so superhuman in certain respects, I think it's going to persist with some degree. I'm not saying that some of them not using it and they clean, but it's not the majority. It's not the majority. And then they pose as if they're clean. I don't like that. You know? And so, or maybe they are clean, technically speaking, because the substance has not been discovered yet. Or maybe they are clean because they're using natural alternatives to the substance. But that calls for much more work. That the natural way takes a longer time to manifest itself. You know what I'm saying? It takes a much longer time to manifest. All right, I'm going to say something. Y'all going to be pissed, but I'm going to say it. Terrence Bud Crawford. He wasn't knocking out shit at lightweight. He wasn't knocking out shit until a little later on. Think about it, what I'm saying. He wasn't known as no knockout puncher. All of a sudden, he become a savage and a knockout puncher. He was a switch hitter. All right? All before Ricky Byrne. Who he knock out? Let me check that out because
Let me verify my information. Make sure I'm right, because I want to make. I heard somebody say you could develop power. No, you can't. You know, you can increase your power. You can't. You born with either you a guy that can a one hitter quitter, or you're not a one hitter quitter. I mean, you do set up your knockouts. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, maybe it's the level of competition. Maybe it's the level of competition. I don't know. Maybe it's the level of competition he been facing. I'm just saying, because I don't want to put him in that. I'm just saying, let's go through all the elite fighters at welterweight. Got Sean Porter. He definitely on something. Whatever it is, it may be illegal, but he on something. Okay? Sean Porter. Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman always hit like a mule. Fine. But I still find he's razor sharp and razor quick. And clearly with the Pacquiao fight, I just think he's still on something. All right? Both of them. All right. Everybody always alleged Marquez was on something. He retired now. Floyd, we feel he on something. Yeah. He always, he did spar 6-minute rounds and all that shit. But how is he doing that, though? How you got this everlasting bit of energy all the time? I just feel he was on something. That's my opinion. I may be wrong. And I'm entitled to be wrong. If somebody can correct me, fine. Let's keep it going. Pacquiao, obviously, he was on something. You going up all them weight classes, just dueling with bigger guys and taking punches from them and giving them punches? Fuck no. He was on something, clearly. All right, let's keep it moving. You look at all of them. Errol Spence, he a big motherfucker, yeah. But that motherfucker ripped, though. He always ripped. I mean, really, really ripped. All the time. All the fucking time for fights. Every fight. And you come ripped for the weigh-in, but when you come into the fight, you not ripped. He come and ripped after the weigh-in. Uga Stu. Right? Danny Garcia, he always looked strong. He always look in shape. Right? Danny Garcia would come in after the weigh-in strong and always in shape, hitting like a mule. But it's the kind of punches Danny take. He take punches from real heavy punches. He looked like he about to go down, and he can go down. I don't know, man. I just don't think humanly. I may be wrong. I may be 100% wrong. And correct me if I'm wrong. Don't forget to smash that like button. Correct me if I'm wrong, but them guys, man, they're like superhuman in my opinion. They're almost like superheroes. I'm not saying that they ain't tough and their minds ain't tough and all of that, but I just think that some of those things just seem so unbelievable. Timothy Bradley. Well, Timothy Bradley was working with Victor Conte for a while, so you never know. Victor Conte was always connected with the Balco Lab scandal, and we don't know if he's running this thing again, if he's running it again, or if he's 100% clean, okay? Like y'all say, he know how to beat Vada, so we don't know, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we don't know. I suspect them snack dude. Well, obviously they on something. They tell you they on something. Hey, for longer stamina and stuff, they actually selling the stuff now. Use something light, media light or some shit like that. I can't remember what the name of it is. They talking about, oh, if I want to get a good night's sleep, I use. So they advertising this shit now. We don't know if it's clean or what. You know what I'm saying? But they advertising. Balco Labs is back in operation. They got Vada behind them too. Vada and they have a good relationship. Detection rates will be very low. Woo, God. Woo! Hey. Hold on a second, I gotta plug this in. My battery needs charging. I said this was supposed to be less than 30 minutes, and it's an hour and 24 minutes now. We've been going at this. See what you guys are saying here. Don't forget to smash that like button. IV fluid infused. Yeah, they all do that. And yeah, the IV fluid infused could be, to rehydrate and to get vitamins in. But you know how that can go. That can be fishy. If they all get busted, well, they're going to find some new roids. Hybrid 95 says, I like to see everyone clean, honestly, because it's strange now that people are dying, and going to the ER and put in coma state. Yes. You and Tommy might be on something here. Yes. You know, Adonis Stevenson. I mean, he got knocked out bad. You know, Crawford KO'd Gamboa, but that's it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to show you. Of late, he been crashing dudes. He be just knocking dudes out. It could be that the guys are not on his level. You know what I'm saying? They not on his level. That could be it. But I'm just saying, man. I don't know, man. He developed grown man strength from your bones getting denser and allows them to sit down on their punches as they get experience. Yeah, but Crawford is a grown man for a while now. He was a grown man at lightweight. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. In fact, he was too big for lightweight. That's why he moved up. Those snack dudes are on something for sure. I think so. It may not be illegal. It may even be illegal now, but I know they're on something. And they say it. They advertise it. They show you what they are. Timothy Bradley's always in shape. I blame the force of Mike Alvarado for interfering with the test. What's up, Mike Alvarado TBE? Smash that like button. Jackson the Hopeful. Facts. # Mike Alvarado TBE. Y'all silly, man. Y'all silly. Yeah, man. So I just wanted to talk about that because I'm not saying everybody's dirty or anything like that. I'm just thinking everybody's using something. Everybody, don't let them fool you. You can't just go through boxing. Now, there is diet and all of that and regiments and stuff. And I've listened to Coach Eric Bradley, the fight doctor from Master Boxing, talking about how the nutrition should work in your system and how you should eat meals. And they have specific regiments and meals for when they're losing weight or when they're trying to get on weight, you know, and they still can eat and still got that energy to burn. There's a lot of science behind this now. And how to make weight, especially if you got to lose 20, 30 pounds to get down to the weight class. Because guys these days, in any given weight class, are 10 to 30 pounds heavier than their given weight class. That's fucking crazy, isn't it? You know, so you know, you see a guy probably fighting at light heavyweight, but he's really a heavyweight, you know, or a cruiserweight, you know. You see a guy fighting at super lightweight, but he's really a middleweight, a small middleweight, or a super welterweight, you know. So, you know, there's all of that. Jackson Hopeful says Pac was falling off at 130. Then he became a ginormous beast again at 135. Yes. You understand what's up. You know what's up. You know what's up. It has a little bit to do with matchmaking too, right? All right. How you matchmake. Like, for instance, Pac versus Oscar De La Hoya. They set the conditions to make sure Pac will win the fight. And that's what Bob Arum do very well. He ensures that if he's going to do any kind of unification or any kind of cross promotion, he makes sure his fighter could get a good chance to win. If his fighter can't win, he ain't going to do it. Now, with the Pacquiao versus Mayweather fight, you know, Tyler Buff and they was trying to get the fight happening. But if you listen to every single statement Bob Arum had, he didn't want that shit to happen at all. He was trying to block that fucking fight. If y'all remember the history of it, he was trying to block that fight because he knew Pacquiao was going to get beat. Andy Ruiz is oddly quick punches in high volume as well as Komaki for guys their frame. Yep. But Andy Ruiz has always been that way. Let me just make it abundantly clear. You can go and watch his amateur days and stuff. He always been that way. But again, you know fat guys can move fast. There's a lot of fat guys that move fast. You know what I'm saying? You know, the size on them don't mean nothing. Like I said before, but you just never know. At the elite level, you just never know. He might have been moving fast and then he used something to enhance that too. And again, I'm not saying that it's something that's necessarily banned on the ban list, but probably later on it may be illegal, or it may be something that he's using which enhances his performance but never will be called illegal, even after people investigated and so on. So there's all of that stuff. Jackson Hopeful says, Pac De La Hoya was an absolute joke of a fight. You know, I'm just saying, it favored Pac. They worked that shit out. And it wowed everybody. Pac is 155 pounds fight night versus Thurman. Shit, he was big. You serious? Where you get them facts from? Tell me where to go to check that out. Mike Alvarado TV. Pac-Man in 2007 through 2008 lost to Jeff Hearn and then ducked Mike Alvarado. Left top rank and now in 2019 he's a different fighter again. Oh my god. You guys are funny. That reminds me of Ruiz Kaunaki. It's an interesting fight. Yeah, that's a good fight. But Kaunaki got to get past Chris Arreola first. Chris Arreola ain't going to stop. And Kaunaki's not this guy that can punch that hard. He can box a little bit, but, you know. Or Kawanaki and Jarrell Miller would be good. Now, that's a good fucking fight. Ruiz or Miller, because these guys can get to the inside. So it'd be nice to see that. Daniel Malari says Spence walking weight is 170, 175 pounds. Just looking at him. Yeah, he actually confirmed that. And Keith Thurman was 180 before the Lopez fight. 180. Don't forget to smash that like button, people. 180. So, you know, these are big motherfuckers, not small people. Some people say 180 for Spence as well. It's possible. It's possible. They're big dudes. They're big dudes. Danielle says, damn, Don Martillano says at Mike Alvarado. Jackson Opal says at Mike Alvarado TV. I will follow you in your footsteps and become a Mauricio Herrera fan. Poor Mauricio Herrera, he got knocked out though. I think this kid Virgil Ortiz knocked his ass out. Stopped him. So I don't know what Herrera's doing now, but he has a decent jab though. He had a really nice jab. I think he drew with Hank Lundy when I thought he should have won that fight. But it is what it is. Kell Brook is walking around at 200 plus pounds. His coaches need to smack his hand anytime he is reaching for those Debbie cakes. He like chocolate brownies, apparently. I'm gonna hit you with my chocolate brownie. Oh, that probably is the case. Maybe he is walking around overweight. Probably that's why that Brooke Crawford fight can't happen. Maybe he's too big. Maybe he can't make welter again. Who knows? That's another thing. Brooke hasn't fought at welter since the Errol Spence fight. So maybe he should try and make weight first before talk about a Crawford-Brooke fight. Maybe that's what's keeping it back. Because I don't know what else is keeping it back. The guy wants to face him. You know, why they haven't signed that contract yet? Why they haven't made that fight happen? I don't understand. Top rank. You know, I don't care what the fans say about Brooke. I know he ain't a shot fighter. You know, they're talking about his 2 broken eye orbitals, but the last 2 fights, his eye orbitals didn't give him no trouble. Nobody stopped him either. And those were bigger, stronger guys he was facing. It was at super welter. So I don't buy that. I don't buy his shot by a long margin. I just think his last 2 performances weren't convincing, if you want to do that. But then Amir Khan's last performance wasn't convincing. So what are you really talking about? So, I mean, let him face Crawford, man. Arum should be... Don't give Crawford this Gavasklas or whatever the guy's name is. Don't give him your top-ranked fighter. Find somebody appropriate to him. Arum is feeding Terrence Crawford fighters he wants to get a name off of Terrence Crawford. You see? So Golovkin should say, oh, I faced Terrence Crawford. And it could carry him up the rankings. That's wrong. I mean, you are a promoter. You should do your in-house shit. Not to be honest with you, he could do that. But I'm just saying, don't couch it like everybody trying to duck Terrence. Kell Brook wanted to get a fight with Terrence. If y'all fans say he done for and he's shot, then give him to Terrence. Let's see it then. That should favor Terrence. That should work in Terrence's favor, right? So don't do that, man. Don't do that. You fanboys out there, man. What you doing? You know Brook hits hard. You know Brook gonna be a test for Terrence. He gonna be probably the toughest test Terrence got at welterweight. He definitely will be. Terrence ain't stopping nobody. He ain't gonna stop. He might stop Brook in the middle rounds, but he ain't stopping nobody otherwise. He's not. He's not. He's small. He's not. He might be 150 something pounds, even 160 pounds, but he just got up on welterweight. He is small welterweight. Be knocking on the door with Errol Spence. Errol Spence be like, dude, I'll man down your ass. You a little boy. Think of it this way. A shrunken down 180 pounder is talking to a 156, 157 pounder. And the 157 pounder is like, I'll murk your ass. And the 180-pounder who has power is looking at him and saying, dude, chill out. I'm going to man down you if you try to step to me. Do you understand? Do you understand what will happen to Terrence Crawford if he faces Errol Spence right now? Errol Spence will butcher him. I know he didn't butcher Mikey Garcia. I'm not saying Terrence don't got defense. But Terrence engaged too fucking much. He always get tagged in every single fight. Because he engaged too damn much. And we know he got dog in him. So he will engage with Errol Spence. And he will give Errol Spence will engage with him. And who you think will win in them engagements? Who you think? I'm just saying. He's not Sean Porter. Terrence Crawford is not Sean Porter. Sean Porter was a 200-pound footballer who has shrunk himself down to 147 pounds. Okay? He's a big dude. All right, Keith Thurman is a 180-pounder that shrunk himself down to 147, which is why I am amazed that Manny Pacquiao was able to drop him. I am amazed. Okay? Thurman got dropped, and he got back up smiling. He was like, oh, you got me, motherfucker. And proceeded to continue what he was doing. All right? Because they're big guys. Pacquiao ain't laying out Thurman. It was like, he almost knocked out Thurman. I'm like, no, he can't knock out Thurman. He cannot knock out. Pacquiao could never knock out Thurman. Even that body shot. Thurman take a body shot like that and then go down. Anybody else would have gone down. He too big. He big. Thurman and Spence and Sean, these are huge welterweights. Danny is a guy the same size with Terrence. Danny Ugas is a huge motherfucker. That's why he looks so shredded, because he's so dry. He's huge. You know, these are big welterweights. They not no. They huge welterweights. Shrunk down, yeah, but they huge. You see what I'm saying? What? Yeah, Floyd cherry picked my Dana rematch to avoid Mauricio Herrera. You mean Danny? No, Danny didn't face Maidana. You guys are funny, man. You guys are funny. Oh God. Kel had a very bad time making weight against either Zarafa or Rabachenko, and that was at 154. His coaches had to restrict his diet to carrots and greens. So maybe that's the reason why we can make a case that Kell Brook let him fight a welterweight fight before he faced Terrence Crawford. Let's see him at welterweight first. I get you. That makes sense. Charles Merton versus Fury or Wilder will be a great fight. Great? I forget this is Mike Alvarado talking. You are such a clown, bro. Pac Crawford, who would win? I don't know. I think Pacquiao handles Crawford quite well because Gamboa handled Crawford, and Pacquiao has a better style than Gamboa at this point in his career. There's a reason he's a super champion he has the WBA super champion belt. There's a reason. Especially if they give him that juice. Oh, Crawford ain't gonna hit him with nothing that's gonna hurt him. Errol's power is overrated in my opinion. For the most part, he takes care of people for accumulation of punches. He's no Wilder or GGG in that regard. Yes, but he's physically strong. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not talking about, look, if we all agree Keith Thurman hits harder than Errol Spence, right? He hits harder than Errol Spence. It's just what it is, right? But in terms of physical strength, Crawford ain't pushing Errol around. Errol's pushing Crawford around. And in inside fighting, you got to have physical strength. And Crawford's not really known as an inside fighter. Errol is. So you know what's going to happen to Crawford when Errol started to really work his inside. Not to mention, Errol is fundamentally sound on the outside. He can box too. So just think about that. With Sean Porter, I see Errol picking his shots on Sean Porter. and trying to break that motherfucker down. I just think Sean Porter's just too big and strong to be broken down like that. But Errol gonna win. I think Errol could win that fight on points if he boxed smart. I don't think he's man down in Sean Porter though. I don't think so. I mean, he did man down Kell Brook. You know, he did man down Kell Brook, but I just don't think he's gonna man down Sean Porter. You know. Hybrid 95 says Thurman. Errol's big and strong, man, and he does punch hard. He does punch hard, and it's mostly body shots. So, you know, Terrence, he got to fight a very defensive fight against Errol to try and get a win. He's gonna have to be very defensive. You gotta make sure where Errol hit him, he said nope, nope, nope. Try to catch and shoot too. To catch Errol in between the trades. That's what you're gonna have to do. You know, Mikey tried. He tried. Pacquiao, on the other hand, he different because he got quickness on his side. You know, Terrence is not really known for quickness, and he loved to engage. He gonna get caught flush by Errol, and once Errol hurts you, you in trouble. You in trouble. Errol finishes very well. You know, and you could say, well, once Terrence hurts you, he damaged you. Yeah, that's true, but the level of competition, Terrence ain't proved that yet. You know what I mean? He hasn't really proved that with the level of competition. You know, but again, you could argue that Errol ain't proved that either. I mean, I guess Mikey Garcia can finish him. You know what I'm saying? So, not that he hurt Mikey at any time, though. He didn't really hurt Mikey. Mikey got really good defense. Mikey got better defense, I think, than Terrence. I might be wrong. I'm just saying. I haven't really evaluated. I was just thinking about Mikey and how he fights. I haven't really seriously thought it over. So I said might. Terrence might have better defense than him because Terrence does a lot of things. Just saying. Thurman and Danny may be the hardest punchers at that weight. Kowalskis as well hits hard. Against who? Who is Kowalskis hit hard against? I'm just saying. You know how I feel about Kowalskis. Y'all trying to put him in the equation. I'm like, get that motherfucker. Get that. He don't belong in this. Get his name out of I'm just clowning, y'all. I'm just clowning. Don't take me too seriously. You know, like, why are we even mentioning that dude? You know what I'm saying? He don't belong in this conversation. Somebody actually done something to belong in this conversation. He a mandatory. He a #1 contender in the WBO. Bob Arum's organization. You know what I'm saying? You might as well call it the WBO, the World Bob Arum's Organization. You know what I'm saying? The WBO. I mean, come on now. I'm clowning Bob Arum. I shouldn't really do that to him. You know, he did a lot for the sport. But I'm just saying, even though I don't like him, but I'm just saying that, you know, that's just Bob Arum promoting his fighter, folks. Come on. You know, that's just him promoting his fight. Please, man. Don't mention that guy with Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia and all these other guys. He don't belong there. Which of these things don't belong? Victor Pistol, man. He deserved to be talked about more than that dude. What did that dude do? What has he done? I mean, what has he done? Why is he even there? Because he's in Top Rank? Other than Top Rank, why are we talking about him? Right? And he's ahead of, I think he's ahead of Danny Garcia in the WBO and some other dude. You know, y'all at least mentioned, I mean, my boy, Get This Smoke, at least he mentioned Ugas. I mean, Ugas beat Terrence Crawford in the amateurs, for those of you who don't know. He beat Terrence Crawford. Danny Garcia beat Terrence Crawford in the amateurs. Okay? All right? I know it's the pros, but I'm just saying. Right? So these guys, you know, they weren't mentioning because they with PBC, but I mean, they weren't mentioning because, you know, I just think Ugas is big though. He a big. I mean, he don't got a lot of dimension. He kind of slow. I could see Terrence outboxing him like how Sean did. But he, you know, if he connect with, you know, I mean, he's strong. You know, he big and he's strong. You know what I'm saying? With Danny, Terrence, you can't be trading with Danny at all. Don't be doing no fucking trades with Danny. And Danny will be hunting you down. Danny is no Jose Benavidez, okay? Danny is solid. You ain't dropping Danny. Keith Thurman hit Danny. All right? Keith Thurman hit Danny. Lucas Matisse hit Danny. He did not go down. I think he's the hardest hitting, along with Keith Thurman. If Marcus McDonald was there, he would have been another one. I think he's the hardest hitting welterweight right now. Okay, Danny is the real thing. I keep on talking about Danny a lot because a lot of people talk a lot of smack about Danny. Danny, real. That's a real one right there. Okay? And I think he tweaked his game because Adrian Granados couldn't do shit against Danny. He was too strong. And he knew he had an answer for everything Adrian Granados was doing. And like Terrence trying to engage with Danny, that is not a good idea. Okay? You box that motherfucker. You use your footwork and you box around the ring on him. You know, you pot shot him and you get in and out if you can. If you can't do that shit, you're going to be in trouble. You know, but I think Terrence could do that. I think he could probably get the win off boxing Danny. Hopefully. I mean, this Danny that I saw against Adrian Granados, he didn't even give Granados a chance to box him. Granados was trying to box him and Danny was just cutting off the ring. So, I don't know. That would be a good fight. That's a good fight. Danny versus Crawford. If we didn't have this promotional nonsense going on and people trying to promote their own damn fighters, Danny versus Terrence Crawford was the fight. I said it over and over and over again. Fuck Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. Right now, the fight people should be talking about, and I think Bob Arum recognizes that, is Danny Garcia versus Terrence Crawford. That's a fight. That's a fight. You know, Danny versus Pacquiao is another great fight. That's a great fight. That's like Marcus versus Pacquiao all over again. Pacquiao could get a win over Danny. He could pretty much erase that Pacquiao Marquez 4. You know, because Danny is a fighter something like Marquez. He catch you in the trades. He's very, very good at it. He's very good at it. Okay? So, Danny Garcia, I wish I could see that fight. That's the fight I really would. The Kell Brook fight's cool, but Danny Garcia versus Terrence Crawford was the fight I really want to see, but I don't think I'll get to see that fight. Good point. Sean Porter is physically strong as well and not the hardest puncher either. No, but it's his strength. You see, why I talk about strength versus punching power, you could be a great puncher, but the other opponent can maneuver you around the ring. And especially when you're inside fighting, you must be physically strong to maneuver your other opponent where you want to go, whether it's bodying them with the shoulder, whether it's locking them up with their arms, kind of tying them up with their arms and shifting their body weight. You got to be physically strong to do that. Even if you're punching on the outside, and you're sharp with your shots, the guy's gonna feel your strength in the sharpness of your shot. So it's not just about having power, you know. And then different people have power at different ranges. So for example, you know, the long Deontay Wilder, he have short chopping shots where he got power too, but most of his power come off of explosive shots that are sort of shorten up from the outside. He got cracking power too on the inside. That's true. But, you know, take a fighter like, so depending on what range you're at, the fighter could be most effective with their shots. You know, some guys, they got great power, you know, from a distance, long range, you know, mid range. But then when it comes to the inside, they ain't got no power on the inside. No power on the inside. So it depends, you know. I know Terrence could do it all. He can fight on the inside, outside, and stuff. But Errol Spence is, I mean, he's razor sharp and pinpoint accurate on the inside. Like you know, when Mikey was going on the inside with Errol was the one tagging up Mikey more than Mikey was tagging up Errol. You know. I think Huey Fury is actually facing Povetkin, so that's gonna be an interesting fight. Huey Fury looks really good. He's in great shape. So I would like to see how that fight turns out. I'm gonna buy the Porter Spence fight. Shit, yeah. Thank you, PBC Fox. Yes, sir. That's gonna be a barn burner. It's gonna be a barn burner. If they fight at the AT&T Stadium, I'll see it live. I covered Spence and Garcia live on my channel. I only I only live 20 minutes away from the Cowboy Stadium. That's cool. Peace, everybody. Get this smoke. Shout out to you. Don't forget to smash that like button. Jackson Opal says, Galviluskas in the top 10, so he isn't bad. Top 10 of what? They put him in the top 10 because he got to face Crawford. Because he's facing Crawford, he became top 10. No other reason. He shouldn't even be mentioned in discussion right now. Crawford should be looking for a step up. You know, everybody accuses Gervonta Davis of facing cab drivers, but they ain't saying nothing about Terrence Crawford. That's I tell you, it's the inconsistency. And y'all gonna think I'm a Terrence Crawford hater because I keep on mentioning Terrence Crawford all the time. But it's the inconsistencies in you guys fans. You guys go in on one fighter and then you just let the other fighter have a pass just because he's black. Come on now. And he's called pound for pound #1 in the world. Pacquiao needs to sign with Top Rank again. All the best fights made are in Top Rank. Alvarado trilogy. Oh, come on. Oh, God. Mike Alvarado, you're silly. Whatever Bob offers. Yes. Clean shaven this fine morning, I see. Oh, man. It's so funny. Are you fine? I'm clean shaven? I'm not clean shaven yet. You guys don't know how I look when I'm proper, do you? I let my hair grow. This is still scrappy down here, but that's all right. It's cool. Danny Garcia versus Mikey Garcia winner. I'm very opinionated, if you haven't realized by now. Danny Garcia versus Mikey Garcia winner fight Manny next year, if no Spence. That's a good fight. Danny versus Mikey, I would love to see that. It seems as though they're trying to push for it, but I don't know what's happening. Hybrid 95 says, I started root for Samuel Peters against Huey. He was clipping Fury up like he stepped into a barbershop. Samuel Peters, boy, y'all sleep on that guy. He was a fantastic fighter. One of the few guys to beat James Toney twice. That wasn't a fluke. Okay? Samuel Peters. Good fighter from Nigeria. Good fighter. He old now, but a good fighter. I didn't see the Huey Fury fight, so I can't say. Jackson Opal says, Manny looked scared then when Spence had him come up into the ring after the Garcia fight. He ain't afraid of shit. Pacquiao ain't afraid of nobody. I can tell you that one. He a fighter to the core. He may have looked that way because he's so small. He a little dude. But he ain't afraid of nobody. The only thing is, somebody got to protect him from himself. You know, they got to protect Pacquiao from himself. Pacquiao's only afraid of King Mike Alvarado. Don't forget to smash that like button, people. I keep on telling you guys that just in case you didn't smash the like button. I've been having fun with you guys. It's almost 11 o'clock in the day. I haven't eaten any food or anything. I just got up and I said, you know, let me make this video on drug testing and stuff, you know. And you know what? You know, in sports, I think that the people who in sports and they are breaking the rules by cheating with the things they're putting in their body, I think it's just not cool. If the other guy was able to do that, then it's an evil playing field. Unless we have evidence of that, we can't say so. So, like you said, and even if the other guy is doing that, remember, because these guys don't look like they're getting any punishment, their body's still taking the punishment. That's why some people dying in the ring. They're taking punishment, but because they're taking these enhancing drugs, you're not seeing any signs of it. They're feeling it. They put on their poker face. They can handle it because their poker face is showing, you know, and they could feel, because the body can now take more punishment. But it's taking more punishment at a risk of damage to its organs. But it still keep on moving. The body still keeps on moving and functioning as if nothing's happening. Right? Because when you're using, like, say, for instance, EPO, your Vmax gets higher, right? By about 5%, 6%, something like that. The guy's Vmax improved. But his body is putting out a lot more, which means he's got to put back stuff into his body. And he's not feeling it like the same way. But his body has been depleted severely, so he's not feeling that depletion. You understand what I'm saying? So by using this drug, you're actually harming your own body, and you could be could be exposed to more harmful damage to your body, and you don't even know it. And so after the fight now, like how Pacquiao's face was all swollen up and everything after the fight, now he's talking about what actually happened in the fight, you know, how he got badly hurt by Keith Thurman, but it didn't show. You understand what I'm saying? Because his body could take more punishment than it normally could, but yet the effects of the punishment, it's worse. So that he actually, you know, is messed up. And another thing I notice is these fighters, they be swollen up the night of the fight. By the next day or 2 or 3 days, 3 days, they fine. You know. Now I know that there's a lot of things and science in boxing to heal back a person fast. Okay. But you still got to take something. You see what I'm saying? But I just think that it's not as simple as, you know, you're going out there and it's just your skill alone. Like they say, it's your diet, it's the amount of things you take. It's things you'll be taking. That's all I'm saying. Mikey, okay. Pacquiao, okay. Errol Spence seems like, what are you guys saying here? You guys say a lot of stuff. I gotta try and keep track of you guys. Errol Spence seems like the type who would be glad that he killed someone in the ring. Yeah, he got mean streak. Terrence too. Mike Alvarado, TBE. How many pay-per-views would Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Logan Paul sell in a boxing match? I don't even know who Logan Paul is. Jackson the Hopeful says probably 1 million. That would be good money fight for Floyd. Who is Paul? Who is Logan Paul? Is it, you mean Paul Logan, maybe? Paul Logan, the interviewer guy? Oh. Colorado Mike has fan? Mr. Alvarado, is that you? You had heart to give in the ring? Would be a lot. Logan Paul brings a huge name. Who is Logan Paul? Can you help me there, guys? Don't forget to smash that like button. Sorry about look at my face getting all close up in you guys' face. No, that's very annoying. Okay, I'm trying to keep the camera away from my eyes, away from my face, so I can give you a good look. Logan Paul is a YouTuber who filmed a dead body in a forest in Japan for views. God damn. Ooh. He fought KSI in a boxing match. Oh, okay. YouTubers. Okay. Has a ton of fanboys. Cool. Okay, I think I know who Logan Paul is. He's a white dude. Can really box and shit. And YouTuber. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. KSI. I remember KSI. Logan Paul is some blondie on YouTube who gained clout from filming someone else suicide in a forest in Japan. Damn. Logan Paul can't box for shot. Oh God, you guys are so funny. You know, it's one thing about you guys is just your responses are really hilarious. Yeah. So KSI is out of the Mayweather gym. KSI? I thought he was a YouTuber. Okay. All right. Who won? Logan lost that fight against KSI too, and KSI got robbed. Okay, so KSI lost. Okay. Cool. That's great, man. So the guy suited up and they got into the box. It was a draw. Oh, okay. Logan Paul couldn't box pizza if his life depended on it. That was a draw. All right. Cool. It is what it is. I mean, let me ask you guys this. Anthony Yarde. We know Sergey Kovalev is probably bid on something. But do you think that Anthony Yarde is probably on something as well? What do you guys think about that? I'm not saying that every guy that has abs and looks strong is on something. But I'm just saying. KSI is a YouTuber. He just trained at the Mayweather gym for the fight. Right, I know that. He's a YouTuber. That's what I know. Lol, Yarde looks more suspect than Kovalev. Yarde is out of the UK, so maybe. What's that supposed to mean? You tell me. Listen, Russians are known for being caught for drug tests, and the fight's gonna be in Russia. Maybe that's why Yarde ain't worried, cause he's been, cause Yarde been taking shit too. He be like, all right, cool. I ain't gonna get caught, no. I think Usyk and Yarde are suspect. Man, I tell you, man, I think all these elite fighters, no way to really catch them because they know how to beat this. They know how to beat the system. Oh God, man. It might be an even playing field because they all taking the shit. Oh my God. Hey, man. When you stop and think about it, it's really politics going on. You know, Dom Martillano says Thurman's career ended after he was damaged, or broken ribs, even it would be vaulted with. I don't understand what you're saying. Vaulted with metal in it. Thurman's career ended after he was damaged, or broken ribs, even it will be vaulted with metal in it. I think I understand what you're saying. You're saying his career, it looked like it's over since he's broken his ribs, even if you put metal into the ribs, right? That's what you're saying, I think. Hybrid 95. Yarm has supreme athleticism. He has many intangibles working for him. All right. I think Yard can win against Kovalev. He has to fight him, though, and not let Kovalev box. Okay. Well, we'll see. I mean, Kovalev be doing some shit on a plane. Look like he want to kiss some woman. I don't know if he was drunk again. God damn. Is he depending on steroids or something to bail him out? He better be able to box. Usyk throws too many shots for a man his size. What's that supposed to mean? Get the smoke? Alright, let me put on my tinfoil hat. Usyk. Yeah, man. That dude, he too busy, man. He and Lomachenko, they just busy. They just going like Energizer buddies. Oh, they gotta be in something, man. They gotta be in some shit. I don't want that shit. Yo. You know what? If we was using the things those guys were using, maybe we would never get sick. Maybe we just keep going. And then they want to put us in prison for smoking weed. Come on, man. These guys be running the route. And they get to commit they get to go scot-free doing assault. They do assault in the ring, plus they doping, and they get away scotch-free. Man, I need to go into boxing and make some money. Oh God, I just had to do that. I'll just be silly. Yard's going to go to the body. Of course he's going to go to the body. For sure. Get this smoke. Big Baby Miller. Yes, sir. Get this smoke. Style. Jackson, hopefully. Usyk. Yeah, man, I know. Hybrid 95. David Benavidez is on that pink Peruvian cocaine. It looks so. He looked like he's sniffing. No, I'm serious. I mean, we're going through rumor mill right now. We got no facts. But I'm just saying. Woo! Yard needs to use the shoulder roll so Kovalev can miss punches. Can he shoulder roll though? We don't know if he can shoulder roll. You remember the shoulder? Okay, let me be honest with you guys. All right, a lot of people talk about this shoulder roll. It doesn't mean to roll your shoulder for punches, right? You guys talking about the Michigan defense? He better not do it like how he doing it though. His head will get hit. Okay, you can't do the Michigan defense. Your shoulder's not gonna protect your head unless you lean back. And even then, if Kovalev decide to go to his hips, what he gonna do? He better be strength and conditioned for that. You know, he better cover them hips properly with his elbow. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand it. And he better not stand in front of him like he's standing in front of his other opponents too. Kovalev will mess his ass up. He's gonna just change the angle, sidestep him, and jab him to the body and jab him to the head. And Kovalev's jab is heavy. He got heavy hands. You know, I'm just saying. So, but I know Yard and they think they got an idea of how to approach Kovalev. So we'll see. You know, we'll see. Mike Alvarado TBE. Hybrid 95 says he failed for Coke already. God damn. All these guys trying to get an edge. Get this smoke. Colombia's fish scale. I hear you, brother. Mike Alvarado says Mike Alvarado already perfected the shoulder roll defense. Yard needs to learn from the master. Jackson Opal says Yard needs to utilize the stick and move for 30 seconds in the round and fight Mexican style the other 2:30, and he will get a shout out. He'll get a shutout. All right. Take Ames. Love the Alvarado versus Rios fights. Mike Alvarado, you hear that? Peoples, don't forget to smash that like button. Yeah, I mean, Mike Alvarado, I'll be honest. He got a lot of, he got a lot of persistence. He take a lot of punishment. You know, he got decent boxing skills. You can see he got a boxing background. Rios was an inside fighter. He banged on the inside. They shared a win apiece. I think Alvarado win the final one. I think he won the final one in the trilogy. I can't remember. It wasn't even for a title. And people love those fights, man. They loved Alvarado versus Rios. I think Rios won the last one, actually. Yeah, that was like Gaddy Ward, but yeah, like Gaddy Ward, pretty much. Jackson Hopper says Anthony Yard needs to take a chainsaw and chop Kovalov's arms off. And if he does that, he'll whoop Kovalov. Right. The chainsaw will have to be the overhand right. Right to the body. I'll take the jab. And then he probably have to get close and fight him on the inside to take away the right hand. Because Kovalov mostly shoot that right hand from a distance. Mike Alvarado said second fight with Rios was real. The first and third fight. Alvarado went 1%, had an injury a day before those two fights. Alright, cool. I wasn't as engrossed in the Alvarado Rios fights as other people. They like the action and the rivalry, so I understand. Jackson the Hopeful, how old is Bivol? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know how old Bivol is. Yeah, I want to see Canelo versus Bivol if I can't get Canelo versus Andrade. And from what I hear, negotiations with Derevyanchenko ain't going so well. And they're saying it's past the time for a unification bout. This is what they saying. I don't know if it's true. Past the time for a unification bout with Andrade. That's what they're saying. But what I think is that, from what I'm hearing, they're not willing to let Derevyanchenko take step-aside money and kind of halt or extend his mandatory for Canelo. They're not willing to do that. So that's what's happening, which is why, this thing has been enforced. God damn it. My hand touched that. And we got this problem right now, But if you ask me, I'd prefer to see Canelo versus Demetrius Andrade and this stupid ass Derevyanchenko fight, honestly. I want to see that shit. I mean, all right, what does Derevyanchenko bring to the table? Inside fighting, that's what he do. Canelo's an inside mid-range fighter. I mean, Derevyanchenko comes leaping in off of a jab. He got a good chin. Okay, he a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. He got nothing to offer Canelo. Nothing. Right? Yet he's fighting for the IBF belt. And he just fought for the IBF belt against Danny Jacobs. You know what I'm saying? Man, this shit, man. He had one fight and he back fighting for the IBF belt. I'm just saying. It just was so fucking annoying to me. So, I feel I get the smoke feel about the heavyweight division where these motherfuckers, you just want to see an undisputed champion. And right now, I'm like, this is not a fight I care about. Demetrius Andrade is a much bigger challenge to Canelo than this Derevyanchenko dude. Why the hell would I want to see Derevyanchenko versus Canelo? That's not a fight I want to see, first of all. And second of all, there's a better fight I want to see, and I can't get to see that fight because of the stupid ass Derevyanchenko. God damn. And Derevyanchenko, shut your ass up. Take the fucking step aside money. Stop this shit with Canelo, so this motherfucker could go fight Demetrius Andrade. Otherwise Canelo should just say, fuck you, fuck the IBF, take your fucking belt, just like how he did with the WBC, fuck y'all, and go and fight whoever he wants. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he may not officially be called undisputed champion, but if he faced Demetrius Andrade, he'd have beaten all the belt champions.
the WBO, the IBF, the WBA, and the WBC, and that's fine enough by me. You know, that's fine enough by me. And he collected them one by one, which is very hard to do. Okay, so I look forward to that if you want to do that. And he can still call it. They can still market it as undisputed, even though it ain't gonna be undisputed. They can still market it as undisputed. Shit, fuck the IBF if they want to do it like that. The IBF always do that. Like I said, unless Derek. Sorry about the curse bombs, people. I'm really trying. I'm trying so hard not to cuss. You know. Anyway. Yeah, I was saying, even though the IBF, that's what they do, they enforce their mandatories. I know that's what they do, you know, and Canelo had a certain amount of time to unify, and the dumbass didn't do it, you know. And I honestly, I just feel like Canelo don't want to face Demetrius Andrew for whatever reason. I don't know. He don't want to face him, okay? And I don't know why, because it don't make no damn sense, but... Jesus Christ. Yo, I gotta read this. This is so fucking funny. First of all, you asked me how old Bevo was. I think Bevo should drop to 168. Bevo, he doing very well at light heavyweight, first of all. So he is small on light heavyweight, but I think he dropped to 168 for Canelo. And I think that's a good meeting point. Canelo already been at 168. You know, that's like Hatton already been at 140, 47, and Floyd for you know. So I'm just saying. So I'm saying, you know, that would be a good fight. That's a good fight, though. That's a good fight. Bevo versus Canelo. That trumps Andre versus Canelo. Any day, anytime. It trumps it. You know, if Canelo want to do that, shit, I'm totally on board with that. That's a great challenge. Mike Alvarado. Canelo versus Jeff Horn. Dude, you want me to shoot Canelo now, huh? You want me as a fan to get up and say, fuck you, Canelo. Fuck Golden Boy. In Australia. Oh my god. And so if I smash that like button, people. Yeah. Okay. Andre Ward shoulder roll. he got knocked down. Oh my god. Andre Ward got knocked down by Kovalov, man. Jackson Hopper says Canelo should fight Screech Kid Sorong B-side in Thailand. Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. Oh my god, that would be a hell of a circus though. Hybrid 95, me neither. Derevchenko is overhyped. I thought that the commentary was very biased when he faced Koke. Yeah, Koke, didn't you think that Koke outboxed him a bit? Maybe even beat him? Richard Koke, yeah. Or was it Jack Koke? I can't remember what the guy's name is. It was Richard something. Was it Koke? I can't remember, but the last fight he had just recently, which gave him the IBF title, that guy was good. I think he dropped him too. Mike Alvarado TBE says Mayweather versus Menyosin in Thailand at a catch weight of. That is so fucking funny. Oh my god. Yeah, Mayweather versus Menyosin in Thailand at a catch weight of 118 pounds in Thailand. Battle of the undefeated. That'd be great. That'd be a great matchup. Let's see it happen. You know Floyd ain't gonna make that weight though. You know he coming in 147. The only catch weight where he had to make a smaller weight, where he had to make the catch weight limit, he didn't make it. That was against Marquez. So you know he gonna come in 150, 160. He gonna pay Menyosin. Menyosin gonna make a ton of money though. For every pound overweight, he gonna make a lot of money. Floyd gonna come in and kill that little kid. No man, that's funny though. That was funny as hell. Mike Alvarado, Derevchenko is a good. He has the same hairstyle as Lomachenko. Hair fights like Loma. Oh man, this guy's funny. Oh my god. Hey, you are trolling heavy, man. Jackson over Vasily Lomachenko versus. Since you guys are going ludicrous like that, Vasily Lomachenko versus Deontay Wilder at a catch weight of 163 pounds. Cold War 2.0. I think he's a Yugoslavian though. I thought Jack Culcay won. Yeah, me too. Culcay also gave Andre the hell of a fight. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He's a good boxer. Darren Vinchenko was gassed out at the end of the fight and had nothing left, and Culcay was going nowhere with a sadistic look on his face. Hyper 95, you're right, at Jackson. I actually forgot about that fight. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Darren Vinchenko's overhyped. He's the real deal. I think his coach wasn't actually coaching him. It was the same coach of Danny Jacobs. I think he was in Colgate's corner or something like that. But at the end of the day, or was it? No, sorry. He was coaching Danny Jacobs, and when he faced Danny Jacobs, that's what happened. But at the end of the day, he's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's a good fighter. I seen him solid and everything. I just don't. I mean, I would like, all things being equal, if Canelo wasn't facing Andrade or a nice little stay busy kind of fight, it's not really a stay busy. It'll give him some good work, But I'm just saying that guy ain't at the level of the other guys that Canelo could face. You're talking about a WBO champion, unless you're in PBC, then he's not a champion at all, and we don't care about him. But this is not PBC, this is DAZN. So he's a WBO champion, you know what I'm saying? And a two-time WBO champion at that. So I'm just saying that, that's one of the guys. I mean, that championship belt is not as highly valued as the IBF or the WBC or the WBA. You could consider Canelo, if you don't care about the WBO, you could consider it undisputed already. But at the end of the day, I think that Canelo should face Demetrius Andrade. That's a great opponent. That's a contemporary of his. Got so much skill and all of that. Let's see it, man. And why catch? Let's be real. When Floyd faced Canelo, people were saying, let Canelo face Floyd. I was saying in my mind, I was saying, yeah, Floyd, face him now, because if you face him later, you're gonna be in trouble. That's what I kept on saying back in 2013. They was like, oh, you want to say have a Floyd Canelo fight? Oh, let's have it now. Yeah, the fans was demanding it, and I was like, Canelo gonna kill Floyd. I said, you just get him early, Floyd, because you don't want to get him late. And true to form, look, Canelo is a tour de force in boxing now. Floyd don't want to catch Canelo now. You know what I'm saying? With the old ass Floyd versus Canelo, he might find a way to win, but he's gonna get beat up in the process. So I'm just saying that the same thing. I'm coming from a Canelo fan perspective. You see, catch Demetrius Andrade now. Don't catch him when he really sees him and he's really first top tier opposition. This the time to catch him. He at his peak. He not as experienced as you. He ain't got faced all that top level opposition as you. Go face him now. Now you guys want to be fair to Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade don't give a fuck about what y'all saying. He want to face Canelo now. Okay? So I'm just saying, common sense tells me you wait. All right? So Demetrius Andrade should really wait, like you guys were saying. That makes absolute perfect sense on Demetrius Andrade. But if Demetrius Andrade wanted to fight, give him the fight. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's still going to be a close fight because Andrade got that skill and ability. And who knows? He might beat Canelo. That's the thing about the fight. It's not guaranteed win. Canelo almost got a guaranteed win with Sergey Kovalev. But with Demetrius Andrade, it's not a guaranteed win. So I'm just saying that when you look at it that way, don't forget to smash that like button, people. When you look at it that way, it's a good-ass fight. It's a really good fight for both of them. Andrade ain't going to have the experience. Canelo going to have the experience. Andrade does have a lot of skills that make him very difficult to beat. And that's the test for Canelo. Canelo's faced guys like Demetrius Andrade before, and Erislandy Lara, and Danny Jacobs, and Floyd Mayweather. So he's faced this kind of style before. The question is, can he prevail against a young, strong, really in his prime, skilled, sharp boxer like Demetrius Andrade, who is also southpaw? And, in some respects, he brings something more to the table than Erislandy Lara did, right? Erislandy Lara is notoriously hard to box when he's moving around. It's just notoriously hard to box. Andrade going to at least sit there with you. And I think Andrade got inside game, a better inside game than Lara. But I just don't think he's as experienced as a Danny Jacobs. And Danny Jacobs was very experienced. I think Danny Jacobs is a better fighter than Demetrius Andrade at this point in time because of the level of opposition he faced. You know what I'm saying? So I think if Danny Jacobs would face Demetrius Andrade, I think Jacob would win over Andrade, even though Andrade would put on a hell of a performance. I think Jacobs beat Andrade. I think Canelo beats Andrade, but I gotta get the confirmation. I mean, to me, if Canelo gotta get Andrade, it'd be stupid for him to wait. I say get him now while you can get him. Because you ain't gonna get him later like that. Andrade's gonna get more experience. He's gonna get more fights. He's gonna get more top level opposition. Gonna start facing him. As always, just keep winning. Somebody gonna have to face you. So I mean, I could see Andrade already doing his thing. Against Charlo right now. I think he beats Charlo right now. That's my thoughts. I don't know. I'm not 100% correct. Can't predict the future. I'm just saying. I think he's the next tier. I think it's Canelo, Jacobs, and then Andrade. The GGG is last. He's fourth because I'm talking not just toughness and resume, but just in terms of skill wise, talent wise. I mean, ring wise. Ring savvy wise, I think that's the lineup. I think Canelo's number one. I think Danny Jacobs is the number 2 middleweight in the world, and I think Demetrius Andrade is. If Billy Joe Saunders was in that mix, we would have a fight between Saunders and Saunders and Andrade. And Saunders and Andrade would have just let out, but Saunders is not there, so I think Andrade bring more to the table than Saunders does. I think Saunders counterpunch too much. He just sit down waiting on you and counterpunch. He don't initiate like Andrade though. But then Saunders went up a higher weight class and beat up a bigger guy. So you got to weigh it out. I'd love to see Saunders versus Andrade. I think that's a good test. That's a great test actually. I think Saunders is a better boxer than Charlo. I think Charlo depends too much on his jab and power. But I don't know. I mean, I would love to see Charlo mix it up with Saunders too. I'm just saying. But I think Andrade should get his shot now at Canelo. All them boys, they round about the same era, the same class and stuff. I know they're gonna all bounce each other up eventually. But I'm just saying that I think Andrade deserves it. I think he deserves it. His performance wasn't people said it was a outstanding performance. I mean, if he'd gone in there and stopped Solanke, stopped his ass, right? He definitely would have got a Canelo fight. But he didn't stop him. He went 12 rounds with him, right? So he dominated him, but he didn't stop him. And people calling Solanke all kinds of stupid names now. Solanke's a damn good fighter, man. Y'all tripping. It's just that Andrade that good. He's just that good. And that's what you guys need to understand. Man, you guys be talking like crazy now. I gotta keep track of you guys. You guys got me going for 2 hours and 22 minutes. I said I was gonna do a 30-minute video. Damn. Alright. We're gonna have to stop this sometime though. Because we bubbling too much. Woo. Y'all's funny. Y'all got jokes. Jackson the Hopeful says Richard Comey versus Sergey Kovalev at a catch weight of 150 pounds because I couldn't think of anything funny. Oh my God. Comey's too small. Yeah, he's a lightweight. You're talking about lightweight versus a light heavyweight. My God. Maybe Jaime Munguia can fight Canelo now. Oh my God. I hope not. Jesse Vargas knocking on Jaime Munguia's door. That's a good fight. Vargas moving up in weight to face Jaime Munguia. That'll be a good fight. I got Vargas though. Vargas beats Munguia. It'll be a good fight though. Lots of fighting. Mike Alvarez says Mayweather that day was me, Mr. Miyagi, and Canelo was Daniel-san from Karate Kid. Yes, that's true. That is true. Because they experience. Jaime is another hype job. I thought he lost to Hogan, and I even thought that Japanese guy he fought was razor close after second watch. He is very young, plenty of room to develop. Yeah, it's true. It's true. He's still growing. He's still developing. He's a young champion. That's just true. Jaime Munguia is in a tough spot with everybody at PBS. PBS? What does PBS mean? At 154, he should face Adonis. Oh my God. Do understand Adonis Stevenson just came out of coma and he can't fight right now. In a very winnable fight to boost him up. Y'all silly, man. Jackson the Hopeful. Wait. Hybrid 95 says, "Love, someone compared the Pac versus Broner fight to Rush Hour, saying Pac was Jackie Chan. And Broner was Chris Tucker." You're gonna stop. Hybrid 95. Adonis Stevenson is too big for Jaime. Not now. Hybrid 95. Oh, Jackson, that went over my head at first glance. I get you now. Jackson the hopeful. Wait a minute. PBC? PBS? Yeah. And talking to everybody at PBS. Premier Boxing something. Premier Boxing S. What does S stand for? What does S stand for, Jackson? Dom Martillano. Anthony Durrell versus Adonis Stevenson. You know, that Anthony Durrell versus David Benavidez, that could be a good fight, man. That could be a good fight. Let's see if Benavidez can get the WBC strap. Jackson Lofum, I'm done with these jokes. I think I'm going to leave. I meant PBC, not PBS. Because I know PBS is Public Broadcasting Service. Which the PBC could be considered in a way. So that would have been funny. Yeah, man. Anyway, smash that like button, people. I'm about to end it. But yes, when it comes to these drugs, man, and these guys doping, I can understand everybody's concern for it. It's a serious thing. You know, they're trying to politicize it and say, oh, it's a serious business, but they might be doping. You know, these guys, man, these guys. But I'm just saying that after Benavidez Durrell, unification between Benavidez and Plant. Yeah, they don't like each other. Caleb Plant and Benavidez. That would be a good fight. Be a good fight. But I think that I'm all for the boxing bodies. I'm all for the WBC. I'm all for all of them being as stringent as possible on these fighters. And you know, I'm glad that Dillian Whyte is the guy who's getting all this pressure, because I know he can handle it, first of all. And if he does come out clean from this, he definitely needs to get a shot at Deontay Wilder, and hopefully sooner than later, because Wilder's going to have to face first. After this Ortiz fight, he's going to have to face Tyson Fury. That's already scheduled. That's already a done deal. And then after that, hopefully, Dillian Whyte could get his shot. You know, it's not going to happen before, and he shouldn't try to. But that's the way how the story goes out here. Obviously, there's a lot of politics going on. Obviously, Hauser's been paid by probably somebody in PBC, Al Heyman, or one of his people in his company, to get some dirt up on Dillian Whyte. They did. They bust the mark on Dillian Whyte. And so Dillian Whyte got to be scrambling now for cover, because he wanted to, you know, get a fight with Deontay Wilder, which he rightfully should get at some point in time, being the #1 contender. So I'm just saying, I think a lot of you guys were actually back in Dillian Whyte for a minute, and then y'all just kind of switched sides when you thought he was dirty. But the thing about it is, you don't know who's dirty. You know, let's be real. We don't know who's dirty out there. You know, some of the people be talking about the proponents for clean testing, but they dirty as hell. But they're just not getting caught. You know what I'm saying? So you just never know out here. But what I would say is that I'm glad that the WBC is doing what they're doing. The suspension, let them investigate it, because if they somehow cleared it. Now, the only thing I got to say, though, the WBC better not take forever to get this hearing. Dillian Whyte got all his data and everything. He need to come into them as soon as possible with his team, and the hearing should be heard. Okay? So that this guy, if he need to be cleared, he can be cleared. All right? They shouldn't be fucking around with this guy. All right? Let the process of penalization or execution be done speedily. And as they're doing their investigations into what is going on, they also need to factor that in to whatever he testifies in the hearing. So that's how it needs to be going. But they need to get this thing done. Chop, chop. They probably are doing it, because the WBC is, you know, they're going to be on this, because they're all eyes on them now. And no matter what the public opinion is on Dillian Whyte, we need to wait for the facts to actually come out before we could really make a true evaluation on him, you know. But I don't know why they don't want Dillian Whyte to actually face. It feels like like there's some kind of, I don't know who, but it's like they're almost putting these stumbling blocks in Dillian Whyte's way, so he will not face the WBC champion. Like, I get that feeling, you know, because he just won the interim championship, which means it puts him in a position to be a mandatory. and then this stuff breaks. And I'm like, somebody's trying to make it hard for this guy to face Deontay Wilder, but why? I don't understand that. So and WBC's kind of liberal with their mandatories. Like they get allowed the guy to have this voluntary and that voluntary or unification or whatever, and then the mandatory gets their fight eventually. Because Dominic Brazil waited a little while, so it's kind of weird. Dillian Whyte didn't help the situation by, like I said, he stayed quiet at certain points where he probably should have made noise and say, hey, I'm next. He didn't say none of that, So that's on him. Get the smoke, set the record straight with me that, Dominic Brazil was actually the mandatory. I still don't have all the evidence to support that, but I kind of like his argument because he was showing fight by fight that Dominic Brazil actually was the mandatory for a pretty long time, since last year. And no, since 2017, he'd been the mandatory. Dillian Whyte became the number one contender late 2017. I think it was November or December. So he was showing that actually Brazil was the mandatory before Dillian Whyte was number one. Something like that. It's still kind of sketchy in my mind, but I kind of believe him because the way how he presented the facts and fight by fight made me say, hey, you right about that. Get the smoke. So yeah, guys, I gotta go. We've been talking boxing for 2 hours and 31 minutes and 31 seconds, 32 and so on. We need to stop. But I just wanted to make sure that this segment, was about this drug testing. We need to keep on talking about this. The other thing, the deaths in the ring. We must remember Adadashev, and we must do something for his family. Whether it's just talking on the video here or you guys just kind of collectively. I could set out a poll so you guys can collectively say what you want to do for Dadashev. The other thing we can do on here is we could actually talk about possible upcoming matchups and who you guys got, and you guys pick your picks. And if this Crow, Tommy Temper, I still got a pie to throw in my face. I gotta go get that pie today. And it was Crow for, I can't remember, Lomachenko versus Rigo fight, where Lomachenko beat Rigo, and I said Rigo beat Lomachenko, hands down. And Lomachenko beat Rigo. I got a pie to put in my face. So don't forget, if you make a bet with somebody and there's Crow involved, do fulfill your bet. I haven't fulfilled my bet for almost a year. I was because my mom was sick and stuff, so I had to step away from YouTube and stuff too. But yeah, guys. Now, with respect to my channel, what you need, I want to give high quality products to you guys, videos and edited videos and stuff. But I have not been able to do that because I'm still working out how to work the studio on the phone and how to capture data and all of that. So I say by maybe the end of next month, and end of this month, end of next month, we'll be able to give you high quality stuff and really show you also. I like to show people things, show you what I'm talking about, because it's really hard to visualize what I'm saying most of the time, because I really want to show people what I'm saying. When I was talking to Get This Smoke about Hearns and Floyd and how Floyd could possibly beat Hearns, and talking it didn't really help the situation. If I was to show him what I was saying, I think it'd make more sense. Because sometimes he would say, no, that's not possible, and I'd be like, no, man, I'm trying to because boxing is the thing, you gotta kind of have to show it. Otherwise, you're talking about it and describing it, the other person could always say no, and then you show the person from clips. You show them, look at this guy's, look what this guy do, right? People don't always and people actually deny actual facts sometimes. So it's hard to really discuss something with somebody. And sometimes they just lock their mind in a certain direction. But other than that, sometimes they're just not seeing what you're saying. They're not really visualizing what you're saying. At least you want them to see and visualize what you're saying. And sometimes they don't really get what you're saying. And so that's the thing with, I try to get people to visualize what I'm saying. And I'm very consistent in what I say most of the time. If people really look at it, I'm trying to be as consistent as possible and put things across the board when it comes to boxing, right? And I try not to be so much of a fan of a guy that I end up bending things or whatever, what do you call it? Like just misconstruing facts and information just because I'm a fan of a dude. I don't care about that. I don't care about dudes like that. I care about boxing. And I care about boxing more than I care about any particular boxer. I'll be honest with you, right?
So I like the sport of boxing. I think the sport of boxing is a wonderful thing. Yes, it is a hand-to-hand combat, and you're actually bashing people and hurting them. But I think there's a lot more to the thing and the discipline of the thing. I was in martial arts. That's what the goal of martial arts is, to hurt somebody or defend yourself. You're still gonna hurt somebody, right? So, but there's a certain honor to it and a certain discipline to it that makes it very rewarding. And you can be doing martial arts and being sick. Some people were. My sensei did got a heart attack. I don't know if he's alive right now. I have to go and check him out. But yeah. So that's my take on the PED usage when it comes to the Dillian Whyte situation. All right, it's ongoing. We will find out if he's dirty or clean. The WBC will have a statement eventually after the investigations on Dillian Whyte, either clearing him or finding him dirty. Hopefully they're not playing politics with it, and we can get a straight answer. Pretty much, I think that they will do the right thing, and I think whatever decision they come to, I'm going to definitely accept. So I'm looking forward to that and seeing what they say and the whole story. They may be able to, maybe they will, maybe they won't, but they'll be able to clear him or not. And I think that going forward, these boxing bodies, they need to have some kind of connectivity between them. The WBC shouldn't be having to do a session with Dillian Whyte. They should be connected with UCAD and with the BBBFC in such a manner, because the BBBFC and UCAD are the ones through which the sanctioning body's getting to do this fight. So they should be connected. You know what I'm saying? But it's not that way. You know, it's not that way. Which is sad. Good stream, bud. See you next time. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Hybrid 95. We always got nice debates. You have a good one, bro. Mike Alvarado TV. Benavides versus Plant winner should fight the big money fight with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Hybrid 95 says, stop it, Mike Alvarado. He's joking. He's joking. Straight true. He's trolling. Jackson the Hopeful. Chavez Jr. is actually fighting soon, though. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. All right, guys. Well, peace to you guys. You chopped it up for a very long time. Hopefully, I can be on one of the hangouts with you guys. But right now, I got to go out and work. So, see you guys. Have a blessed one. And stay safe. Bless.